Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? It's a lovely summer afternoon here in Toronto. Very, very warm, about 29 degrees, but I'm doing okay. I got a nice fan here keeping me cool. If you're all hearing it and it's a distraction, I can turn the fan down, but hopefully no one can hear it because it is the only thing keeping me cool right now. And my water, I guess. So thank you all for showing up. It's always lovely to see so many people here in the chat. Uh, as usual, we'll start off with like everything sounds good, everything sounds lovely, right? My voice is okay. People don't hear the fan. That's cool. Some people are upset about. I'm a minute late because I had to finish my lunch, but that's all eaten now, so we're good to go. Today we are talking about Kids Are Americans Too. But before that, let's just do a quick recap of the last video I did, just like reflections and comments. We'll do that. We're going to be reading that in a second. So yeah, the last video was about conservative nonfiction. I am genuinely shocked at how well that video did. It's my, I think, second or third best video of the year so far. Very well received. It's funny because when I was making it, my feelings for it were very mixed. While I was writing it, I was thinking like, this ain't a good video. It's kind of whatever. But like, thought there was like some enough stuff in there. Like maybe this will all come together. And then when I was recording, I'm like, this is good. I really like this. This is going to be a good one. And then when I was done, I thought like this was like a 7 out of 10. Pretty good, not great, but I don't know. It resonated with people, so I'm really happy that it did so well. There's not a lot that was cut out of it. There's actually an alternate version of it. It's only up for patrons. I put both versions up for patrons and members. The alternate version is where I play with some of the voices. So I think this is a good idea. The original idea for the joke was whenever I'm reading an excerpt from Ben Shapiro's book, I would speed up the audio so it's a little more Ben Shapiro-like. And when I'm reading an excerpt from Dave Rubin's book, I would slow it down so it'd be a little more like Dave Rubin. The end result was not great. It didn't sound quite as funny as I hoped it would be, but it was okay. Yeah, if you want to listen to it, you can become a member and patron and check it out. But if not, that's totally cool. It's the exact same video, just with slightly different audio. Okay, but today we are looking at this book right here, Kids Are Americans Too, by Bill O'Reilly and Charles Flowers. I'm guessing Charles Flowers wrote most of these. Oh, thank you so much, Red Way 2. Hey, Jose, you're pretty pog. Thank you. I don't know what pog means. I know what pogs are, and I know it's a thing people say, just weird. I can't do many impressions. I would love to do a Rachel Maddow, but it would just be an impression of someone doing an impression. Like, I want to do a Bill O'Reilly impression for this, but I don't think I can do a Bill O'Reilly. Like, do people, like, remember him and how he talked? It was very sort of like, hey, I'm like, oh, God, I can't do it, right? It just falls apart instantly. Where he's like, all right, listen here. Like, I'm going to put a stop to these pinheads on the loony left saying we can't do stuff. And like, this is just my normal voice, right? I'm not even doing an impression now, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try and channel some Bill O'Reilly. Maybe I should do some background. Does anyone remember Bill O'Reilly? He had the 9 p.m. slot on Fox News, the one that's currently occupied by Tucker Carlson. And Bill O'Reilly, he was just this sort of blowhard, real jerk, actually. The reason he's not on Fox News anymore is because there were a lot of sexual harassment claims against him. People remember the ones at the very end. There had been ones prior to, including like him supposedly suggesting that he could, oh God, I don't know how many details I want to go into, but involved a female member of his staff and a loofah, and it was a whole joke. And I'm not going to, his best moment was like his, when he snapped on the set of, I think it was Current Affairs or whatever show he was doing before the O'Reilly Factor, where he doesn't know what it means. when the phrase "play us out" like with a song, so they would play a music video over the credits kind of thing, and he's like, Sting to play us out, to play, what does that mean? And then he just started screaming. He's like, it's like we'll do it live, all right, we'll do it live. It was good stuff. Maybe I can find that clip. Is that clip on YouTube? Let's see if I can find that clip, because I think that would be funny. Okay, suddenly I'm in the mood to see it. So I'm gonna, here it is. I'm just gonna move it over. Let's all enjoy this.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a, I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. And thing sucks.
5,
He's so angry.
3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Oh, it didn't have the footage of the very end where he gets up and like he throws down the microphone and he's so angry. Oh, he seems like he's a miserable guy. Like, I would hate to work with him. And not just because he freaks out, but also the sexual harassment, by the way. So yeah, that's Bill O'Reilly, for those who don't remember him. Oh, thank you so much, Ing Bing Guy 2000. Ingy Bingy 2000, there we go. Andrew Klavan wrote a young adult adventure novel with a super cool, everybody already loves him main character you might want to look at. Ooh, that sounds rough. Andrew Klavan, for those who don't know, is on the Daily Wire. He's one of the bros who sit down with Ben Shapiro when they all sit around smoking cigars and drinking whiskey. He actually has a fairly prolific writing career. He's the only one of them who I would characterize as successful in a creative endeavor. I guess Jeremy Boring has produced things too, but like, I don't know, as a producer, who really cares? But yeah, he's written a lot of novels and having a few things adapted to that. So maybe I'll look at that. Bill O'Reilly has also written a fiction novel, Those Who Trespass. I know that. Oh, thank you, Shep, saying you love my work. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going to start this. And, ooh. It's, I haven't actually read the whole thing, so we're going to be discovering a lot of this together. But, you know, those are the real adventures, right? The friends we make along the way. And it's, this was before his Killing series took off, but he's written a lot of books. And we'll skip the boring bits, but since I haven't read this before, I don't know where all the boring bits are. We're definitely going to stop every time there's like a role play thing, because he does a couple of those. We're going to stop for every quiz, and we're going to stop for every rap, because obviously you guys are here to hear me rap. That's the main draw. Wouldn't it be awesome if I was good at rapping and you'd be like, I came here expecting it to be bad, but he was just like dropping those bars like he was so good. That's not going to happen, but it's nice to imagine, isn't it? Let's go down and start with Kids Are Americans Too. Obviously, we don't need this bit. Here we go. A quick bite of reality TV. I'm going to be doing both roles here because I'm on my stream alone. I should invite someone on next time, to like read the other parts. But here we go. Setting. Friday Harbor, a quiet village on an island off the coast of Washington State. Boats, gulls, waves, breeze. You know the kind of thing. I love that as a setting where you just like give up on the description, just like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Wow, he's a really dedicated author here. Scene. The modest home of single mother Carmen Dixon and her daughter Lacey, 14. Mom's home alone. The phone rings. Where is she in the home, by the way? This is bad scene writing. Is she in the kitchen, the living room? Somewhere in the home. The modest home. I won't read the characters, so just like, hopefully my voice will carry them and I'll inhabit them properly here. Hello? Mrs. Dixon, this is Sheriff Cumming. It's already funny. Sheriff Cumming. You really had to go with that name. Okay. Is Lacey all right? She's fine, ma'am, so far as I know, but she's got a boyfriend who may be in trouble. I knew it. It's Oliver. He's too old for her. He's 17. Well, I think he mugged an old lady downtown and ran off with her purse. Lacey would never be involved in something like that.
Yes, ma'am, but maybe Oliver, you know how he is, would brag to her and tell her that he did with what he did with the purse.
I see. Well, I'll do what I can.
Thanks.
Mrs. Dixon puts down the receiver just as her daughter walks in. The phone rings again. That's probably Oliver, Mom. I'll take it on the extension in my bedroom. The girl walks into the next room. Her mother very quickly picks up the kitchen phone. Of course, this is Oliver. I can't do a phone sound here, but whatever. Imagine I'm talking through a phone.
And then I took out the money and threw the old lady's purse into those weeds near the railroad crossing.
Cut! Ooh, isn't that exciting? Isn't that just a piece of like scintillating art? He calls it a little slice of reality TV. It might not make the top 10, but it's all true. It happened. Apparently, this is based on a true story. I imagine some things changed here. Think about someone's daughter's going out with a guy, and this guy is suspected to have snatched a purse, and they call his girlfriend's mother to spy on her daughter, right? Like, I don't know. It feels like very small town America, some sort of idealized version of the 1950s or 60s that doesn't exist anymore. But this book is telling us it happened, and I'm sure it's all exactly 100% true. How could it not be? It was so authentic and real, wasn't it? With Sheriff Cumming. I mean, come on, Bill. You had to have chosen it. That, like, of all the names. Okay, and obviously the question is, did the mother violate this young girl's rights? Did she violate Lacey? Lacey's rights by like listening in on that call? I would say yes. Also, I don't think that's admissible in a court if you ask someone to spy for you as a police officer and then ask to be have that reported to you. I don't know. It's strange. Yeah. Someone is saying the quality is 144p. It's at 720p. You can adjust it with the little gear thing on the settings. It's not 144, but you know, we're looking at text, so you're not missing my lovely face, thankfully. Anyway, getting back to this, apparently the ACLU got involved or whatever, and you know, to Bill O'Reilly, this is a tough call. Like, is this a question about like the right to keeping your kids safe versus the right to a kid's privacy? I skimmed through this book, and it really seems like Bill O'Reilly doesn't care about the privacy or the rights of kids. But we'll get to some of that later. Are we going to, like, I'm even wondering how much of this we want to hold on to. But we'll try to pick out some interesting moments where we can see Bill really connecting with the kids. You see it all the time on TV, on cop shows, on news programs like mine. Someone is yelling, "Hey, I know my rights." Well, maybe that person does, but probably not. Sometimes it's just a lot of stupid shouting, showing off, like the Spartans and Persians in the movie 300. There's something topical. This was written in 2005, as you might have guessed. We're going to get a lot of that. They give a bad name to discussion of rights. You know, when someone is yelling, "Hey, I know my rights," usually those are in situations where like they're being harassed by like the cops, for instance. And I like how Bill's automatically like, "Oh, you think you know your rights?" Person being arrested. I'm not surprised Bill sides with the cops. He's very much a pro cop dude. But like cops violating someone's rights, yeah, it's been known to happen, believe it or not. But there we go. Someone asking, yes, my name really is Jose. Okay. Here we go. Listen up. Even though you're not an adult yet, you're just as much an American as anyone is. That includes your parents, your teachers, your boss, and the cop on the block. But do you have the same rights as they do? No, you don't. So what's the difference? A book telling kids about their rights is to tell them how you have less rights, probably. Well, I mean, not the same, I guess, could mean more or different. So what's the difference? Well, there are many, many differences. Sometimes the differences exist for good reasons. Sometimes those reasons are debatable. And here we're going to explore those debates, right? But I'm just looking for funny things to riff off of because Bill's terrible. This looks like Fertile Ground. When I use the word moron, I am referring to people who are simply too lazy to figure out what their country is all about. Yeah, they like the freedom to have fun and have stuff, but they don't want to learn about how that freedom came to them. It's funny because Bill gets so much wrong and is so wrong about so many things, but no, it's those other people who are morons. And yes, it is a textbook. I'm sorry to disappoint that this isn't a picture book. There are pictures later on. They're not great. Here we go. Product warning. I don't know what these things are, but let's read the first one to see how it goes. In this book, I'm not going to talk about your rights under criminal law. For example, I'm not going to discuss whether or not you will be tried as an adult or juvenile if you are accused of committing certain crimes. You don't need to know any of that stuff. If you do, you need a lawyer. That's Bill covering his butt in this book. You can't offer legal advice or you'd get in trouble. What I want us to talk about are your rights as a law-abiding, hard-working, fun-loving individual kid. In other words, we're talking about your rights to a fair shake in life, when you give life a fair shake back. So these are rights, but not rights under the law. That's an interesting question, because do rights even matter if we're not talking about the law? I don't think we're going to get anything sophisticated here, because this is for kids, and also it's by Bill O'Reilly, but here we go. Here's a quote that didn't age well. It's doubtful that Britney Spears would have read this book when she was your age, and look what happened to her. The woman keeps forgetting her undergarments. I guess she has a right to do that, but, I mean, come on. Ugh. Considering the conservatorship of Britney Spears, that's kind of bad, awful, terrible. She's a woman who's had her rights taken away from her because of that, and he's just being contemporary, because in 2005 the big thing is about she was photographed not wearing underpants in a car. Like, ooh, what a horrible thing, right? Maybe people shouldn't be taking pictures up her skirt. Maybe that's an idea, right? Also, like, he goes right, this is for kids, and I don't know, it's creepy. Bill is like a creepy dude. He's very creepy towards women. One thing that happened a lot in Fox News, and Bill did this a lot, they'd always talk about like teens on spring break are out of control, having sex and doing drugs. And then they just show all this footage of these attractive people on spring break partying down. And it always seemed like it was an excuse to just play that footage. Like, can you talk about the story without showing the sexy teens? And I mean, like when I was watching that, I was pretty young, and I was like a teen thinking like, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to hang out at spring break with these awesome other people who are like, they're all super hot and having a good time. And yeah, but then, it's an annual story they can do every time. So like old people can, I don't know, feel morally superior and be creepy and gross. I don't know. Let's scan ahead. How can you be a good American? I like this line. First off, your rights were not delivered by God to Moses on Mount Sinai. That was the 10 Commandments. Okay, hope you've heard of them. I'm sure what they have, but it's important to distinguish between religion and the state. Something I feel like recently we don't get a ton of that. Here we go. Some breaking news. According to recent news reports, a 13-year-old girl in Minnesota told her parents, who are devout Roman Catholics, that she would not go to church with them ever again. I know my rights, she said. You can't force me. The Constitution guarantees my freedom of religion, and I've decided to become a Wiccan. Is she right about her rights? No, she is not. Great discussion. In cases like this, there has been general agreement in the legal community. Her parents have the right to make her go to church if they choose. Her right to religion, her right to religious freedom is outweighed by her parents' right to raise her in their religion, until she leaves home. I don't think that's true. I don't think you can force a kid into a religious practice. That actually sounds bad. In fact, this just seems like I don't know if this is a question of rights. Obviously, there's no criminal or legal things being discussed here. We're not talking about rights under the law. But I think it's really creepy that he thinks like parents decide your religion, and as a kid, you just listen to them. So there you go. There's a right you don't have. I don't know. If I had kids and they came to me and they said they wanted to be a Wiccan, I would be supportive. I wouldn't have raised them in any religious tradition, but they're free to choose that if they like. It's called freedom. Maybe Bill O'Reilly should look into freedom, right? But he's not a fan when it comes to kids. And I like how this is going to be the recurring theme through this book, I'm pretty sure. It's going to be like, kids, listen to adults. Just do what you're told. Something, you got rights to, but, not the rights to disobey the adults. It's very, very weird. Just also, yeah, no citations, just the legal community. But I'm sure the fact that this is for kids is like the defense bill would use. Like, it's for kids. I don't have to actually try here. Just crap this stuff out in an afternoon. Okay, I like this one. Do you have the right to refuse to do your school homework? No. I love the explanation, just a flat no. Does the school have the right to assign so much of it that your life is ruined? No. But I know it seems that way a lot of time, no matter where you go to school. There's no discussion on like what is the right, what rights are at play here. It's just like, does someone have a right? No, you don't. Like, maybe if this was, no, but also maybe. I actually read this a little bit ahead of time. We get a story about this kid named Sean Gordon Loeb, who complained to the principal that he was getting too much homework, and then the principal agreed and lowered the amount of homework they were doing. And I just like the idea that it's like, just talk to the principal and they'll understand. Does anyone remember being a kid and talking to your teacher or the principal and being like, oh, we have too much homework? And do you remember them being understanding? Do you remember them going like, sure, we'll just cut it down for the whole school? It was an uphill battle. It wasn't that simple. But he applauds this kid for being calm and just going to discuss it like a normal person, right? Like, just explain to your parents or principal or teacher, whatever, they'll understand. That's like never been the history of my experience with teachers and principals and parents. Sometimes, in the words of Will Smith, parents just don't understand. And I like the final line here. No pinhead he. That was the thing he liked to say. He loved to call people pinheads. It's like, look at this pinhead, and like that was his thing. Anyway, let's go on to the next chapter. This is, how far along are we? 20 out of 110 pages. We're not going to be dwelling on this book for too long. I have some other fun stuff planned. Don't worry. Also, do we really want to stay on this book forever? But we're having a good time. Let's move on. Blah, blah. What is this chapter again? A blast from the past. Here he talks about, I like this. These founding father guys got together in Philadelphia in 1787. God, I feel like he really connects to me in my youth culture when he says this. Wait, don't let your eyes glaze over. It's a fascinating story. It really is. Blah, blah, blah. But I'm not going to tell you that story in these pages. It's like, it's fascinating, but I'm not going to tell you. Instead, we'll talk about how not only were there no iPods then, there are no iPods in the present. There were no, well, you name it. Look around your room or your house or the shopping mall. Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and the rest of those guys would be stunned if you somehow zipped them through time to our world of today. Yeah, there are no iPods. I love that insight. I always thought that was such a boring observation, though. It's like, did you know people in the past didn't know what was going to happen in the future? It's like, you don't say. Oh, amazing insights. But I guess a child would find that interesting. I somehow doubt it. I feel like they probably heard that before. Okay. Let's get to something fun. Interlude of ranting. Let's skip that interlude. I want to get to another role play. That was fun. Whoa, wait, this just in. Months later, there was a final one hopes footnote to all of this. In a settlement, I didn't read that part, so we'll just keep going. Here we go. What is your freedom all about? Sure, this will be a great chapter. I'm looking for exclamation points. I feel like that'll be good, but not always. Why is this formatted this way? I'm going to explain in one pithy paragraph something definitely worth knowing, something that many too many adults don't. That's really bad writing. There should be maybe a comma here, like that many, too many, like that many, comma, too many, comma, adults don't understand. And something that is really very simple. Maybe a new sentence. Oh, this is really poorly written. Inga Bingling 2000, thank you. Any chance we'll see an All in the Family recap? I would love to do an All in the Family recap. The reason I haven't, and the reason I'm hesitant, is because the distributor for All in the Family is extremely aggressive, so it would be tough to get those clips into a video without a lot of time consuming back and forth. Anyway, let's read this very important paragraph. The Constitution sets down basic guidelines, but it also opens the door for additions in response to specific changes in our country. Remember, every time a new invention appears in stores, it brings with it new questions about rights. 700-watt car stereo amps did not exist in 1789, and loud music played by you can violate the rights of someone else, right? I mean, who wants to hear 50 Cent at midnight being blared through the neighborhood streets? Give us a break, please. Okay, this is maybe, wow, what an incredibly limited perspective on rights. First of all, making like a public disturbance at night. There are laws about that already, right? This isn't a real question about rights. This isn't a difficult one. If he wanted to actually discuss rights in a meaningful way, he could have talked about... I laugh because he would never talk about this, right? Like, he wouldn't talk about trans rights, for instance, especially not in 2005. Or, I don't know, 2005, gay marriage isn't legal. Maybe that's a right that should be discussed, huh? Those are real, important, interesting questions about rights, not whether or not someone can blast 50 Cent at night. Also, again, 2005, love the 50 Cent reference. This is very, like, there's a very strong old man, get off my lawn mentality that runs through all this book. He's trying to be hip with the kids. And it's like, hey, let's talk about 50 cents and a really lame, cheesy lack of understanding to what rights are. I don't think the kids would be upset about the 50 Cent, right? The 50 Cent. I just showed my age there. They'd probably want to get down, and it might actually sound nice, like people are having a party and having a good time. But that's not what Bill O'Reilly's about. It's not about having a good time. It's about turning off that damn music. Okay, let's go on. Ooh, here we go. Handy rights check. This is good. Before you wage a big battle over what you think is a denial of your rights, ask yourself the following question. Does getting my right get in someone else's way? Yes or no? Cause me more trouble than it's worth? Yes or no? Require a long drawn out lawsuit? Yes or no? And matter really all that much? Yes or no? Okay, let's go through this. Does it get in someone else's way? I guess this depends on the right, huh? Let's use the example I gave before of blasting that 50 Cent. Does it get in someone's way? Yeah, it kind of does. Cause more trouble than it's worth? If it means Bill O'Reilly is going to come after me, maybe it does, but sure, let's say yes. Does it require a long drawn out lawsuit? I don't know. Is someone gonna sue me? Maybe. Yes, again. Matter. Really? All that much? Yes, it matters a lot. It matters more than anything. This is the right. This is the right I need to blast 50 Cent in people's backyards. What I like about this is that you're thinking, oh, we'll get a response to this, right? Like, if we answer yes or no to these questions, Bill will tell us, if you answered yes or no, maybe it's not a right you should care about. And he doesn't. He doesn't. He just, like, gives us this quiz and we have no answers. No nothing. The other quizzes actually have answers, but there we go. Bill O'Reilly giving us a quiz with handy rights check with no real context. He just says, there's a simple but wise phrase I like a lot. Don't sweat the small stuff. This rights business is for the big stuff. Let go of minor annoyances. Let the things you squabble with your brother or sister about and instead fight over the issues that really matter to you. The guy who was literally just talking about blasting 50 Cent. Also, someone was asking about pictures, if this was all text. There's a picture for you. Little Bill O'Reilly face. I hope you enjoy that picture. So there we go. Ask O'Reilly, a special feature. So here we go, role play. I get to play myself in this, but also I have to be Bill O'Reilly. So here we go. I'm gonna try to inhabit the character of me and the character of Bill O'Reilly. How old do I have to be to use a gun when I go hunting with my father? There's something I've never asked in my life. I don't know. You, don't know? No, I don't. But you just got me to read this book about my rights. Isn't that a right? Could be. Probably is. What a crock. Could you speak up? What a crock! Not at all. But, okay. We're at a really important place here. Follow me closely. Number one, there are a gazillion different kind of rights and non-rights because there are a gazillion different laws. Well, maybe not quite that many. Then how can I learn them all? You can't. What you learn is how to find out what they are and how they work. But there's something else. Number two, those founding father guys in Philadelphia were very suspicious of a big government, like today's government in Washington. They believed that a lot of laws, a lot of rights, should be decided by the individual state, or even the individual country or city. But I want to go hunting with my father, and I'm only 11 years old. I should have aged this down, huh? Then you better live in a state where where the state's lawmakers have decided that you and your dad have that right. There are 50 states, and each one makes its own laws on many issues that affect you. I'm sure you know from kid gossip that driver's licenses and drinking laws are handled differently in different states. No book is going to list all of those laws. The length of that list would be about the equivalent of 100 Harry Potters. Besides, you don't need to know the hunting laws in Hawaii if you want to go deer hunting in upstate New York. So that's why you dunno. You got it. As I said, this is very important to understand. Some laws, like kidnapping laws. I'd be so scared if we started talking about kidnapping laws. I'm just an 11-year-old. Don't hurt me, Mr. O'Reilly. Like kidnapping laws are the same for every state, which he is well aware of apparently. They're determined by the U.S. Congress in Washington. Many, many more are decided by the lawmakers in state capitals, county courthouses, and city halls. What a mess. Can be, but once you understand that point, you're on your way to understanding where rights come from and just how they work. I hope you enjoyed the special feature above. There will be more as we go along. I'm so excited we have more of this, but that was something else. I like how it opened up with like a kid asking a question, and the guy, I know Bill O'Reilly, just like, I don't know, whatever, right? Like I don't know your specific state's laws, and like he just has a dumb way or a dickish way of explaining it, and that was like his style, right? He's an asshole, and he just acts like an asshole all the time. So it's unsurprising that he did this, but wow, I'm just kind of blown away that this whole section is just ridiculous. Like, yeah, different places have different laws, but are we talking about rights now? I mean, this is, if you want to know whether or not you can go hunting, why would you need a book on rights? Wouldn't you just look up the local laws? And it seems like Bill hasn't really thought this through. Like earlier he was talking about this isn't about criminal law and like legal laws and stuff. He was, this is supposed to be about individual rights? I don't know. It's very confused. I don't know where this book is going, what it's trying to do, and I don't think Bill knows either. But this was just a wild exchange. The bit where he talked about kidnapping laws. I didn't see that one coming. Kidnapping laws. Run, me, 11-year-old me. Bill O'Reilly is totally going to kidnap you. God. And he's such a jerk too. Also, 100 Harry Potters. What's more transphobic, Harry Potter or like the laws out of certain states in the U.S., right? There's a riddle for you. Actually, I've never read Harry Potter in my life. I just know J.K. Rowling is a TERF. But, you know, he's down with the kids. That's why he made the reference. And, wow, I'm so glad we're going to have more of these exchanges. I'm going to try and sound younger when I'm doing me because I'm supposed to be 11, right? And let's see, we'll make sure it's consistent. I'm going to try and stay young in that 11-year-old self. What was I like when I was 11? Well, we'll get to it on the next dialogue. I hope there are more. We still got 80 pages, everyone. This is going to be good. Okay. Musical interlude. Oh, damn. You were wondering when it was going to happen. And here's the first rap of, I think there's at least one more after this. So, okay. All right. Mom spaghetti. All right, just warming myself up here. Okay. I'll pull up the lyrics. And it's not very long. I'm just thinking about how I'm going to lose all my subscribers and patrons after this, but Let's do it. Rapster writes, O'Reilly, God. 50 states, each one rates. 50 different laws, that's just because. Each state sets its tone, has its own laws. So what's up where you live? I mean, read on and on and on, read on. Wild applause. There you go. That's... Whew. Hey, you'd rather hear ludicrous? I hope not. That's what the little bit at the end says. Ludicrous. It really is 2005, isn't it? There we go. Feeling good. I think that I really nailed that. I feel like I really elevated what rap means in that moment. But wow, this is really lazy. A lazy rap. I like how he rapped or rhymed tone with own, but it's like look at this. Each state sets its own tone, has its own. That's like really off. Like you gotta have two lines instead of just one, right? Like surprise. Bill O'Reilly doesn't know how to write a rap. There'll be another one that hopefully be better. Maybe longer because this is so short. Apologies to anyone who expected a bigger, longer rap, but I feel like I made up for it with the enthusiasm of my performance. Anyway, let's go on with the reality check. I like this name, Rufus Blowhard, presidential candidate. Loudly proclaims that he's against the death penalty, hates it, won't ever vote for it. If you agree, should you support him? Let's also say his opponent, Serena Mello, fiercely and loudly disagrees with him in every speech, arguing instead that the death penalty should not be abolished, but rather should be extended to cover even more crimes. If you agree, should you vote for her? Before you cast your ballot, consider this. National law almost never applies the death sentence. There's a useful bit of tip. A useful tip. Thank you, F. Pedrosa. Amazing rapping skills. I thought so. I think I really have a calling there. So we're talking about the death penalty in this one. The death penalty is complicated. I am very much against it for a lot of different reasons. Bill is actually against it too, right? But we'll get to that. I just know this section has an amazing footnote. I really wanna read. But first, awesome multiple choice quiz number 1. We can all play along in this. We can all maybe I can make there are multiple questions. I was thinking I could make a poll and we could all vote to see where it goes. To see if we can all figure this one out. But just put it in the chat. I'll get a vague sense of what people think. Let me read the questions before you put your answers. Now to see how much we learned. We only skimmed this, so we'll see how much we learned. Select just one answer for each question. No cheating. We'll do one at a time here. Your rights in America are A, just like those of a kid your age in China. B, earned by extra homework assignments. C, unique in the world because of the Constitution. D, the result of Angelina Jolie's hard work for you. Let's put it in. Put in your votes here, everyone. What is it? I don't want to taint everyone. What my thoughts are. Also, I like the Angelina Jolie reference. Very topical. Very 2004. Everyone's going with D. Everyone just really believes that. A few B's. Yeah, it might be a homework thing. No one. Oh, there we go. Someone goes with A. Kid your age in China. But the overwhelming response here is D. I hope you're all really giving this some thought. I know I sure as hell am. I would say D. That's my vote. So all you people who agreed with it, you're right. Okay. Next, let's put that down. D for 1. Okay. Let's write that down. Let me open up a notepad thing so we can keep track of this. Here we go. 1D. There we go. Because it's going to give us the answers. It will. There we go. Next, 2. I'm trying in this book to convince you to A, tell your parents to take a hike. B, learn what your rights are and are not. C, memorize the Bill of Rights. D, write a letter to your congressman. Here we go. New answers now. What do you people think? Let's see how the left really knows their stuff. We've got a couple of A's. This kind of feeds in from the previous one because Got some comments about John Voight and Angelina Jolie. And here we go. Lots of A's. We got a C in there. A D, cool. A B, but it's overwhelming A. You guys are just like, you guys are on top of this. Tell your parents to take a hike. That sounds like what the left wants to do. Tell your parents to buzz off and call them pinheads. 3 next. The Founding Fathers are known for A, crafting the U.S. Constitution, B, setting up orphanages after the Civil War, C, banning alcohol at the Constitutional Convention, D, introducing gangster rap to Massachusetts. Oh, Bill, he's so cool making these references. So what did these guys do? A, B, C, or D? Interesting. Real thinkers on this one. Oh, everyone going with D. Is that how it started? Did gangsta rap start from the Founding Fathers? There should be a gangster rap group called the Founding Fathers. Yeah, we're going to go with D for now. This is just really good. Did Bill O'Reilly just predict Hamilton? Maybe he did. I don't think Hamilton is gangster rap, though. I think it's just regular rap. I don't know. I've never seen it. But hey, here we go. 4. Every teen in America has the right to A, get free broadcasts of all pro baseball games. B, get a driver's license at age 16. C, play on the variety team of his/her favorite sport. Play on the varsity team, of his/her favorite sport. D, have a home life free from abuse. C should also have other pronouns. Bill, come on. There's they, them, at the very least. But here we go. What do people say for this one? It's a noodle scratcher, isn't it? Couple of D's. That's great. A, does anyone watch baseball anymore? Everyone's going with D. I like that. We're going with D because that's like actually good. You should have a life free from abuse. The interesting question is, what would Bill O'Reilly consider abuse, right? The overwhelming answer here is D. I think A would have had a better chance if people actually watched baseball anymore. Like, does anyone? I liked baseball when I was a kid. Also, the other ones are just like, play on the varsity team of your favorite sport. Whatever, Bill. Ooh, don't want to show the answers yet. Okay, B, or no, 5. Question 5. Your attendance at church, synagogue, or mosque. A, depends upon your feelings in the morning. B, is the choice of your parents. C, should be approved by your guidance counselor. D, is considered a sign of good citizenship. We read some of this section, so I feel like we know what Bill's take on this. What do people think, though? What would you say about your attendance at church, synagogue, or mosque? I like how he included mosque. I feel like that would never be in a conservative book written in the last 10 years. It would be something like, if you're attending a mosque, you would just be asked to politely put down the book and never come back. I don't know why people are putting Y's in chat, but I don't know. I feel like we're really split in this one. Everyone's all over the place. A lot of A, B. Ooh, it's tricky, huh? I'm gonna say A here. Okay, we've got our answer spells Dada, so I think Bill would approve of that. And it's really, really interesting. You guys ready to find out like the answers, the truth, the answers? Bill will tell us. So how'd we do? Here are the answers. 1, C, 2, B, 3, A, 4, D, 5, B. Okay, so we got 1 out of 5. Does anyone remember what these options were? 1C was actually, your rights in America are unique in the world because of the Constitution. Well, I mean, not all rights are necessarily unique, right? There are countries that have similar rights, but okay. I mean, I think he's really downplaying what Angelina Jolie did for all of us. And I think it's really disrespectful to do that, Bill. 2B. I'm trying in this book to convince you to learn what your rights are and are not. Except he isn't. Like, just in that previous little role play I did, he was like, look it up yourself. Different states have different laws. Like, that's not really helping me, Bill. I already know there are states with laws. I guess if you're a kid who's reading this book, maybe you're not up on that. But I don't know. Tell your parents to take a hike seems like a much cooler answer. Our answers are so much cooler than Bill's. 3. The Founding Fathers are known for 3A. Crafting the U.S. Constitution. I mean, the gangsta rap thing would have been much cooler. I mean, maybe the Founding Fathers just weren't that cool. Just a fact. Also, like, setting up orphanages after the Civil War. I feel like that's the least likely thing to to have been done by the founding fathers. Not just because the Civil War happened, almost 100 years after the founding of the U.S., but also like charity wasn't a big part of. Well, that's not entirely true. They did set up public schooling. That was something. Ben Franklin, he's cool in some ways. 4D, we got that one right. Have a home life free from abuse. I think we can agree on that one. It would just be a question of what is abuse? What would Bill consider abuse? Would he consider misgendering a child abuse? I'm guessing he wouldn't. I'm taking a wild guess on that one. 5. The answer is apparently your attendance at church, synagogue, or mosque is the choice of your parents. How lame. He really wants kids to go to church. How about no more church? Sorry, Bill. Well, not sorry. Go to hell, Bill. Coming out hard against Bill O'Reilly. I almost said Bill Franklin because everyone's talking about Ben Franklin in the chat. Was Ben Franklin racist against Germans? I actually did not know that. If he was, that's bad. That is bad, Ben Franklin. That's the thing about history. When you learn a bit more about various figures, they always end up bad. So it's best not to, take the good, forget the bad. Well, not forget the bad. Remember the bad, and don't glamorize people in the past because they'll always let you down. So we're going to move on in the book. There will be another quiz, though, and I'm sure the answers are going to be real dope because Bill is all about dope quizzes. Let's move on. Hopefully we got another role play. I want to do another role play. Quick review. Last piece of the rights puzzle. Listen up. I love these cool chapter titles. He's really hip and with it. Someone asked, did Bill beat his wife? I have no knowledge of that. Let's not libel him worse than he did. If he did, that's awful, and he should be. Well, he already has lost everything, so. Lose more? Can you lose more? Quick review. 1, your rights started with a document written by human beings. Great insight. 2, those smart guys made it flexible by setting up a system for changes, amendments in brackets. 3, they also erected a strong fence, barrier, moat between the national government, that would be Washington, and state government, legislators, where you live. What if I live in Washington, Bill? No state government for you. And, this is like pretty basic stuff. I hope anyone who's familiar with American law or how a lot of laws in other countries work really. This is not super interesting. But there we go, another picture. I felt like I should have read this section because what is up with this? Can your school board keep girls from playing sports on an all boys team? Isn't that, interesting? For a second, I was going to say, oh, it's like the trans debate, except it's not. This isn't girls playing on boys' team. These are trans boys are playing on other boys' team with cis boys. That's it's not really the same, is it? But this is like a debate. Should girls be allowed to play with boys? I don't know. I've always been under the opinion that gender split in sports isn't always the best idea. I don't know. Especially if we're talking about school teams, I kind of feel like who cares? But I don't know. I'm not a huge sports guy, so maybe I'm not the best source for this. Let's just move on. But there we go. Another picture for you of a girl playing with boys. How controversial, right? That is the real. O'Reilly swings. We don't need to know about this. Okay, you can wake up now. If you've been sleeping, you can wake up now. This is a lot about the Supreme Court, which I kind of don't want to do because it's boring. Also, we're almost at an hour of streaming and we're still not even halfway through this book. And I want to do the fun stuff, the role plays, the quizzes, and the rapping. But there was a footnote. Yeah, I read a little bit of this. There's another picture of the Supreme Court. A lot of them are not with us. There's Justice Scalia. He's dead. Justice Ginsburg, she's dead. God, who are the other ones who died? I don't remember. But a lot about the Supreme Court here, and he's talking about pornography and whether or not we should be able to download pornography because it might be seen by the kids and harm them. This was a big debate back in the day when the internet first came out. They're like, there's pornography on the internet, and people were scandalized and maybe we should censor it. But they're like, adults have a right to see. Or adults have the right to see that if they choose to. and it violates one of their freedoms. And here Bill is talking about, how do we balance a child's freedom to not have porn shown to them? I don't know if that's a freedom, but I don't know. It's weird. I think there's a lot of issues with pornography, but sexually explicit material doesn't necessarily have to be like a thing that will destroy you, I guess. I think violence is worse for kids to see than pornography, but hey, whatever. So the Supremes, friends or not? There's a question. Let's get to a fun section. This is all really bad. There was here's a footnote I really liked. I don't know what this is in context to, but he's talking about the death penalty. So I like this little footnote. It reads, "The death penalty is too easy for Osama bin Laden and others like him. They deserve to suffer every day in a hard labor situation. In my opinion, that would be a greater deterrent than a quick execution. Also, some innocent people have been executed. Not good." I like how his firm stance against the death penalty is that we really need to make some of these people suffer. It's not good enough to just like kill them. We need to make them suffer. And then at the very end, he's like, oh yeah, and sometimes innocent people get executed. Not good. I'd say it's a little more than not good. I think that's significantly worse. But it's a classic Bill O'Reilly, like just not good. If you get the wrong person, that's definitely not good. I kind of wonder where that I could click on this because this is like a PDF, but I don't want to throw us off here. And we're still not even halfway through. Let's move on. From that lovely footnote. Wow. Also, Osama bin Laden is dead now. That he didn't age well, I guess. No, that's not a joke. What am I even doing? Your life in the school days. Actually, your school right now is your life. Ooh, he's a student, a perpetual student of life. What a wordsmith this guy is. When is a night not a night? There's a story related to this. I didn't really read it, but I like this picture. What's wrong with this picture? I have no idea. But like this guy seems cool. Maybe he's not. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Oh wait, here's a little context. Apparently this guy wanted this photo in the yearbook because students wielding weapons is just not consistent with our existing policies or the mission of the school. And he wanted to put this picture in the yearbook. I think this is cool as shit. I would love to put this picture in the yearbook. Imagine seeing this, like, hey, this is, I don't know, some kid, Patrick. He dressed up as a knight with a big-ass sword with, like, the longest handle in the history of mankind. And a dagger, I guess? This guy seems cool as hell. Assuming it's just, he's just wearing this for kicks. What a cool dude. What a cool dude. And the principals are, and the school in general are fascists for not letting this gem of a boy live his best life. The ACLU took up this suit apparently. What was the final result? I want to know which side won. Was there a compromise? What were the principal's replies? Well, to sum up, the commissioner decided that the principal's decision had been unreasonable and arbitrary. Hell yeah, we did it. We won. We got Patrick in his cool night gear to be in the school yearbook. Jeffrey Swanson, thank you. Crest to Rush Limbaugh for being 6 months sober. Oh, God. Whew, that's, yeah, fuck that guy. Ooh, should I have sworn? But I did it anyway. This stream just went blue. We got another quiz, though. All right, this is cool. We learned about the Night Kid, and now we're doing another quiz. Are we ready to learn our rights? Do we know our rights, everyone? Here we go. Multiple choice quiz number 2. It's an awesome multiple choice quiz. I'll recap. I will read these out, and then we'll all just put in our answers in the chat, and we'll see how good our freedom is. Is our freedom strong enough? All right, here we go. Number 1, women have the right to vote because, I feel like we're already on a bad path. A, members of all racial minorities do too. Oh God, I feel like that's what Bill would answer. B, Thomas Jefferson wanted his wife to be able to vote for him. What? C, the Constitution has been amended. D, our laws are based upon British laws. What are our answers, everyone? A, B, C, or D? I feel like I know what Bill's answer is in his heart of heart. None of these answers are very good, but gotten a bunch of B's, a few A's and D's. I feel like B is the one that's really pulling ahead here. Thomas Jefferson, I don't know if that would really hold up. We're going to put down B for now. But the thing is, if Thomas Jefferson really cared about his wife, he wouldn't have been such a horrible person. I just realized him cheating on his wife is not as bad as what he actually did to Sally Hemings and other people. This is going to be a sad stream now. Thomas Jefferson did a lot of crimes. Let's go to the second question. The famous phrase, the pursuit of happiness, means that you, A, can always download Hillary Duff for free. Oh, that's really oddly phrased. Also, 2005, Hillary Duff, wow. B, are guaranteed a minimum wage. C, can pursue your dream but not prevent others from pursuing theirs. D, are allowed to move across state lines. So what do people think about this? Are we going to... What answer? A lot of A's. A lot of people love that Hillary Duff reference. Do people remember Hillary Duff? I'm trying to remember. I think I had a crush on Hillary Duff when I was a teen. Wait, was I a teen back when she was... How old was I? Yeah, I think I was. A lot of A's, a couple of B's. I feel like A is very strong, but the minimum wage thing, shouldn't it be, huh? Let's put A. We'll stand for Hillary Duff in this one. Oh boy, I feel someone said E, watching Jose videos. That's a great answer, but Bill's not real enough. But the next section is same-sex marriage. I am ready for some good answers here. Bill, give us some same-sex marriage stuff. A, is illegal now in every state in America. B, costs the taxpayers $110 million each year. C, was banned by the Founding Fathers. D, would be banned by the proposed Federal Marriage Amendment. Oh, this is a historical one. This isn't really about rights, right? This is about history. So, what's it going to be? Take a guess, everyone. Think this one over. Answers are coming in a lot slower. People are really thinking this over. It's a bit of history. We're getting a couple of B's. I feel like that's a safe haven, B's, but there is a real answer. There is a very real answer here. Someone noted none of the answers are funny. That's true. None of them are ever funny. We should say attempting to be funny. This was written in 2005, if that would change anyone's vote. But it seems like B is the overwhelming favorite. Ooh. Now let's go to the next one. Many laws that affect you are A, about as sane as Simon Cowell's comments on American Idol. Wow, that is so 2005. B, made by your state, not the nation, al government. Al government? Is that a Latin phrase? C, only guidelines for behaviors, not rules. D, in effect only when you're outside the home. What are we going to say about the laws here? Someone just said that Hillary Duff answer was more cringe than funny. None of them are funny. Let's just be on the right path here. It's an attempt to be funny. So the answers here, I feel like we're getting a good spread of A, C, and D. But I feel like D is kind of pulling ahead. I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like one is really rising to the top here. Okay, let's go with let's go with B because it was the no, I won't do that. That's cheating because it was the least popular. I was gonna go with that. Let's go with C. I've seen a lot of C's right now. Let's see. Ooh, 5 looks like it. Ooh, don't hide. Let's hide those answers. B, if you are a girl, you can play on the boys' football team if A, you are willing to sue the local school district. B, your parents belong to the PTA. C, you explain the Bill of Rights to your teacher. D, your school administration okays it. No attempt at a joke here. These are less fun than the earlier set, aren't they? Let's get more like 2005 references to culture, Bill. Come on. I need to know about Hillary Duff and 50 Cent. Okay, what are our answers here? We're getting a lot of A's, a few C's. I feel like A and C are rising to the top here. A, I feel like it's the most common answer. We're gonna say A. Oh wow, let's look at my notepad so I get that right. We got A here. All right, cool. Now we go to the answers. We don't have anything funny spelled. Babka. Oh, like a babka. You know, that's a pastry or something, or a cake. I don't know. But sorry for all the people fighting for C. Its time has passed. Let's look at the answers. So CCDBD. Oh, can we get this stupid thing to stop? I'll scroll up. So we got none of them. 0 out of 5. Let's see what these answers actually are. 1C was, women have the right to vote because the Constitution has been amended. I really feel like Bill wanted to say A, but didn't. Okay, 2C. The famous phrase, the pursuit of happiness, means that you can pursue your dream, but not prevent others from pursuing theirs. I like how he gets the restriction in there right away. Cool, Bill, cool. 3D, same-sex marriage would be banned by the proposal federal marriage amendment. Gee, I wonder where Bill stands on this one. I think he kind of likes that amendment, huh? He was anti-gay marriage, definitely, for those who don't remember Bill. Of course he's anti-gay marriage. He was on Fox News at 9 p.m. It's gotten to the point now where Fox News is like, you're lucky they're not like pro-stoning gay people. Let's go to 4. The answer was B. Many laws that affect you are made by your state, not the national all government. If it was the answer, you'd think you would have like gotten that one right. The national government. Nah, that's what it is. There's a space there. I thought it was like the nation or government, but that doesn't make any sense. It's by the national government. There's just a space. I feel embarrassed that I didn't notice exactly what the typo was. I just knew it was like, it was not right. It's, you know, when you look at something and you're just like, this isn't right. But you still have to step back and be like, oh, that's why it's not right. The nation al dente. That's solid pun. And last one, 5D. If you are a girl, you can play on the boys' football team if your school administrator okays it. Wow, this is a truly timeless book that talks about whether or not gay marriage will be legal in like intergender sports. Wild. Let's move on to the next quiz. How are you doing? Having fun yet? I mean, not for the reason he might think we are, but I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having a good time. This is pretty wild. We're not even halfway through. We're still not halfway through the book. Wow, this is really slow. Where's another role play? Let's do a role play. Oh, we didn't get a role play. We got a rap. We got another musical interlude. Whew, I'm going to get myself ready. Brace myself. Okay. All right. We're getting ready for another rap. Hopefully this one will be a little better. I'm just going to go right into it. Okay. All right. Mom spaghetti, mom spaghetti, mom spaghetti. All right. Here we go. Rapster writes O'Reilly getting jiggy with Ben Franklin and Tom Jefferson. Sorry, I broke. Don't get mad. Get your rights. I mean, Ben told me. I mean, Tom told me. I'm telling you now. You gotta know how. I mean, Ben told me. I mean, Tom told me. Knowing what is true will protect you. I mean, Ben told me. I mean, Tom told me. Get down with that crew. Understand what is true. Hell yeah. There's some good rapping. That had a little more structure and was a little closer, but I didn't read the title. Rapster writes O'Reilly getting jiggy with Ben Franklin and Tom Jefferson. I am a professional, okay? I am a grown man who can read things out loud, but I couldn't get to the end of that without laughing. You know, one day I think what would be a fun challenge for a future stream is finding just a laughably stupid book and then just and then reading through it, seeing how far I can read it before I break laughing, and then like, and I can have people on stream, like find some special guests, and we'll have like a contest, see who can go the longest reading through something ridiculous without breaking. I know that's a contest with a book called The Eye of Argon, which is like the worst fantasy novel ever written. I wonder if there's something political that's equivalent. But that sounds like a fun idea for a future stream, huh? But love that refrain. I mean, Ben told me. I mean, Tom told me. Hell yeah. Parting down with Ben and Tom. Also, Tom Jefferson. That seems weird. Thomas seems to fit. But you know, we gotta get it in for the rhythm here. I don't know if there are any other raps here, but here we go. No, I am not considering a career change, but you can see why music industry agents are lining up outside my door, offering bling. I think they pay you in money, Bill. Remember, all of these lyrics are copyrighted. That's my right. This means you. Oh no, did I just like violate his copyright doing this? I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Lala. Yeah, I hope you and your family do well. I'm glancing at the chat every so often, so I'm sorry I can't engage as tightly and as attentively as I can sometimes, but I do try to read these messages. Half a grape, thank you. I mean, Tom told me. I mean, Ben told me as far as his rapping career. Yeah, this is cool. Maybe this is my new career. I just need Bill O'Reilly to like write me some rhymes, and we'll be in business together. Me and Bill touring the country, touring the good old US of A, dropping some fat beats and dope rhymes. Whew, I don't know if I'm white enough to do this rapping for Bill O'Reilly though. Okay, let's move on. Can we do another roleplay, Bill? We see his face. Oh, there we go. Ask O'Reilly, a special feature. Okay. We're gifted now with some more acting from me. Just give me a moment. I'm gonna take a sip of my water. So, I say white enough because these are the whitest raps I've ever read. Some of the white, it's just real bad. Real snow isn't white enough. Yeah, you might have a point there. Okay, more acting. I'm gonna channel I'm 11, right? I am 11 in this moment, and I'll try to be Bill O'Reilly. I think I sounded like Chris Matthews last time, but whatever. They're the same guy, aren't they? Isn't Bill O'Reilly? Oh no, wait. Bill O'Reilly hates Obama, and Chris Matthews wants to sleep with Obama. There's the difference. Does anyone remember that when Chris Matthews was like, I got a tingling in my leg when I was listening to Obama? And it's like, it's okay to be like turned on by Obama, but it's a weird thing to include in your political commentary, Chris. Let's go. Let's do some acting. I will do some acting. Someone act. This is a children's book. That's hence the rhyming. I am now 11. I want to wear a t-shirt at school that says, "Save the manatees." I would never wear that shirt, though I do want to save the manatees.
That's a nice thought.
You bet it is, but my principal says it's a political slogan, and if he allows one, he has to allow all of the others.
But some of those can get pretty rough.
So what? Don't I have the right to express myself in a decent way? Anyway, what would happen if I took the school to court and said the principal was denying my rights under the First Amendment?
I don't know.
Why? How does he never know anything? You to know?
Look, let's skip the next bit, okay? We'll cut to the chase. See, I don't know the judges who are sitting on the court in your state. Haven't heard anything about them, or what they think, or what decisions they made in the past. But this is a matter of law. Smiles sagely, I guess. Well, isn't it? Smiles even more sagely. God, great direction. Okay, I think I get it. Laws are made by human beings. And?
They're also interpreted by human beings.
And so?
Well, even though I think it's clearly freedom of speech for me to wear a t-shirt that expresses my view, my right under the Constitution.
Even so, some judges might agree with you. Others might not.
This could make me dizzy.
Watch my program. I meet quite a few people, on all sides of the issues, who are confused by this stuff. I mean, they're nuts. But you can figure it out. I have faith.
Really?
Really. You just have to keep your head, learn the rules and how they work. Seek sane advice and try to make sense of the arguments on the other side. Why is your principal so stubborn about the t-shirt? Understand his side. But I want to wear the... Hey, I didn't say agree with his point of view. Understand where he's coming from. Then maybe you can make your view understandable to him. Maybe you can even persuade him. You think I could win that argument? I don't know. Okay, I get it. See?
Whew, okay, end scene. What did we learn? A, don't go to Bill O'Reilly for advice. He'll just sit there and like expect you to figure it out yourself. I like how he just was like, I don't know, and then he just smiled sagely. It's you know, I think the ideal is that rights would be interpreted consistently in individual cases and then be settled by higher courts. Although he's right in saying that different judges may rule different ways, but the fact that he makes no real like adjudication of his own using any like history or like anything to give this kid a clue on what might happen if he wore that shirt or if he argued for his case. It's just like, I don't know, just check to see if the judge would agree with you or something, I guess. Not the best advice. And also watch his show. I like how he's in there. He's like, watch my show. Does this pass the dress code? I can't read these. They're too small. I think someone has a shirt that says Merry Christmas. I'm sure he would be very upset. Also, even when he writes his own dialogue, I guess he always writes his own dialogue. He comes off as such a dick. Just, wow. Really insufferable, this dude. I feel like I really nailed that. I feel good about that performance. Thank you, Bronze Eagle Productions. That was a totally realistic conversation that I'm sure a kid has had with an adult. /S. Sarcasm for those who aren't aware of internet punctuation. Yeah, it's definitely someone said this earlier, but it's very that happened energy, right? Like these are real conversations. Imagine being a kid talking to Bill O'Reilly about anything. Also, he says save the manatees, like almost derisively, right? Like that's a nice thought. Like why not save the manatees? Like I would probably wear a different shirt, but there's nothing wrong with wanting to save the manatees. Hell yeah, bonk hits for Jesus. What is this about? Did you hear the story about the kid who thought it was his right of free speech to put up a 14-foot long banner reading bong hits for Jesus? That kid's as cool as hell. I'm not making this up. If you're exceptionally innocent, maybe I should explain that the phrase has to do with using marijuana. Thanks, Phil. By the way, being innocent about drugs is not a bad thing, but knowing the score may protect you better. Knowing the score. He's so cool, isn't he? Oh, someone said there's a troll? Who is the troll? I'm having trouble staying. Hey, if someone's trolling, I can... James the Legend. Oh, okay. I'll deal with that. Sorry for not catching that earlier. Oh, I see that. He's advertising Larry Elder. Ooh. Don't vote for Larry Elder. There we go. That should help. All right, let's get back to bong hits for Jesus. This is a real book. This is totally real. Okay, so Joseph Frederick, an 18-year-old student at Juneau Douglas High School in Alaska, displayed the banner as students of the school assembled outside to watch runners in the 2002 Olympic torch relay as they raced down the road. That's even cooler. I thought he just like put it out there. It's like, no. He was the Egyptian in the Olympics. Man, this guy's cool. The principal, Deborah Morse, had the banner taken down and immediately suspended the kid for 10 days. What a monster. It's bong hits for Jesus is so cool. During the Olympics. This guy is so cool. Go Joseph Frederick. As we will see again and again, things are not always exactly clear-cut. I think it's very clear-cut. He should have been allowed to do it. Let him go. Let the kid express himself with his bong hits for Jesus banner. The kid argued that he was not on school property since he was on the street outside. Ooh, interesting. Principal said it was like the event was sponsored by the school, even though it took place on the sidewalk. Kid argued that he had the right to express his opinion about cannabis, and he said that the principal countered this by that it undermined the school's educational mission and flew in the face of its anti-drug stance. That, in her view, meant that she could keep Frederick from making his statement. Ooh. Let's keep going. You notice that I said 2002, right? But this case isn't over yet. When Frederick sued, a local court agreed with the school. Then a federal appeals court agreed with Frederick, saying that the school should not punish and censor non-disruptive speech. There's more. Now the Supremes have agreed to take the case. By the way, the lawyers, blah, blah, Ken Starr, who cares? We don't know? Oh, let's see if I can Google this. As we talk, I will fill and vamp while you all think, what happened here? What was it again? Bong hits for Jesus. Let's see what good old Wikipedia has to say. Morse versus Frederick is the case. I'm going to bring it on here so we can all read this together. I just have to open a new window. All right, let's find out where the Supreme Court landed on this one and if justice happened. In a 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court case where the court held 5-4 that the First Amendment does not prevent educators from suppressing student speech that is reasonably viewed as promoting illegal drug use at or across the street from a school-supervised event. This is a crime. That they didn't? They banned bong hits for Jesus? This is horrible. This is horrible. I'm so... Oh, someone said he's back. Let me just censor him again. I can do this all day. I'd rather not, but there we go. I got rid of the troll again. Or did I? There we go. But yeah, this is a crime. This is the worst thing that's ever happened in America, that they censor bong hits for Jesus. And also, now that is it legal in the US or Alaska? I have no idea. In Canada, it's legal. Like, even if this ruling happened, the fact that marijuana is legal here means I guess you would be able to put bong hits for Jesus up. But like, it's very, I think the illegal aspect of the drugs are like where they got it, right? But like, I don't know. If someone held up a sign that said, lunch counters should not be allowed to discriminate based on race. That's against the law, right? Like, because it's like trying to violate Jim Crow laws. So you could have taken that banner down, right? Is this right? I'm not a lawyer. I shouldn't be doing this. But I think Jesus would be cool with bong hits, is what I'm saying. And sad day here. Sad moment. But we're going to go back to the book, and I hope we learned about this dark chapter in American history. Oh, wait. Newsflash. Here's the result. He gives us the result. So we could have just read it in the book. Bottom line, Joseph's prank was not free speech protected by the First Amendment, according to the majority of the Supremes, and Miss Morse does not have to pay damages to the kid, because, to use the legal language, as a government official, she's entitled to qualified immunity from liability. I'm sure he's loving this. So has everything about this case been cleared up now? Is everyone all across the land dancing happily through the streets, hand in hand, blowing bubbles to the same tune on our iPods? Another iPod reference. You know better, or you've been dozing off while reading this book. That's right, people do disagree. But, let's move on. This is a dark chapter, and we don't need to settle on how this poor kid and his banner were censored. Ooh, another quiz. Here we go, everyone. We're gonna have a quiz. I hope there are questions about the that important legal case. Rules again, as a reminder for anyone who joined us recently, I will read out the answer and then you'll be giving your answer in chat, and the most popular answer will be the one recorded in the little notepad we got there. Okay. Let's go to the quiz. The Supremes are last year's winning team in the NCAA final, a girl band based in Seattle, 9 judges on the Supreme Court, the most popular drugs in downtown Chicago. What is your answer? Put it into the chat. Give it some thought. Really, really consider this one. I'm just looking up a quick fact here. And looking at the answers, I think B and B is our that's the most common one. Okay, the Supremes are a girl band based in Seattle. Next question. Due process is guaranteed by the 14th Amendment. Too difficult for most people to understand. The legal basis for allowing kids to be paddled. What happens when the morning sun hits wet grass? That's a pun at the very end. All right. Let's go. What are people's answers here? We're getting some C's and D's, huh? Those seem to be the D is pulling ahead. What happens when morning sun? People like puns, huh? A pun answer. Okay. I feel like D is gonna take this because people love puns. What can I say? Okay, let's move on. A 5-4 vote on the Supreme Court means that A, there has to be a recount. B, a decision may well be reversed when new judges replace current ones. C, overtime rules go into effect. D, Republican judges outnumber Democratic ones. What are our answers here? Interesting. Also, I see the spammer, guys. Don't worry, I'll keep it out. What are our answers? We're getting some D's, a few A's, some C's. I feel like D is pulling ahead. Or D. Oh, C is making a charge now. Ooh, a play for C. Oh, an A now? I don't know who to choose. Let's go with D, right? Republican judges outnumber Democratic ones. Topical, isn't it? The ACLU is A, the official representative of high school softball. B, the final answer revealed by the Da Vinci Code. Oh, so 2005. C, a group that advocates rights but sometimes drives me nuts with their extremism. D, a club that gives an annual dinner to honor the founding fathers. Bit of editorializing in the C answer there, but there we go. A, B, C, or D. What is it? What is it? Get over. We're seeing some B's. B is like, ooh, it's coming on hard. A few C's and a few A. There's an A and a D. B is okay. B seems like the strong answer. Final answer in the Da Vinci Code. Everyone remember the Da Vinci Code, huh? Let's go to 5. Oh, why is there no number here? Okay, there's no number for this one. So the no number question. What you are allowed to wear in school is determined by A, your political beliefs, B, the local school authorities, C, your parents, D, Us Magazine. When did they stop publishing Us Magazine? I'm curious. It's got to be done right now, right? But give me your answers. We'll see what some B, some D. D's coming on hard. Oh wow, they're still publishing Us Magazine. That kind of surprised me. Okay, and D, it's gonna be D. It's still coming out. No number question is D. So we got B, D, D, B, D. At least it rhymes. Ooh. No questions about bong hits for Jesus. How sad. The correct answers are C, A, B, C, B. But there was no question 5, so that's a mystery. So did we get any? No, we didn't get a single one. Okay. What are these correct answers? 1C, the Supremes are the 9 judges on the Supreme Court. We said B, but here's the thing. We don't know. The Supremes were actually from Michigan. So there you go. That's why it couldn't have been them. 2A, Due process is guaranteed by the 14th Amendment. I don't know. I would call due in the morning the due process. That's cool. 3B. A 5-4 vote on the Supreme Court means that a decision may well be reversed with new judges when new judges replace current ones. I guess. That's kind of boring though, huh? No, it's the Democratic. It's when Republican judges outnumber Democratic ones. Something probably used to if you have known any history of the Supreme Court for like the last 20 years. Jesus, and it's only getting worse. 4, the ACLU is a group that advocates rights, but sometimes drives me nuts with their extremism. I like that answer because it obviously includes his little editorializing. Drives him nuts. Okay. With their extremism. They're too extreme on the rights. I don't know. I would think that's a good thing. I don't know. But it's unsurprising that Bill's not a huge fan of the ACLU. Dietrich, thank you very much. Calm conservative cringe stream. We are calm, aren't we? It's a hot day, but we're feeling pretty chill right here. And the last, there is no 5, but there is this one. So I guess it means what you're allowed to wear to school is determined by the local school authorities, aka fascists who won't let us wear our political slogans. That was a quiz. I don't know. I felt like that quiz, it was a little better than the last one. We got some nice topical references. We got some editorializing. We got a typo. Really a nice culmination. Let's move on, though, to the next section. Are we going to get a role play? Are we going to get a fun anecdote? Are we going to get a quiz? I don't think there's any more rapping in this. Sorry, everyone. I think that we only get 2. All in the family. The kids are really going to get that. Even in 2005, kids were all about Archie Bunker, right? Oh, generally, though, most American kids are well cared for. Of course, as you get older, even if you're still legally underage, it's natural to start spreading your wings. You begin staking out positions. Try these on. It's my life. I can choose the friends I want. Hogtooth is really cool. Is like your buddy named Hogtooth? That's kind of a cool nickname. I'm not a baby. No one wears jeans at the waist like those nerds in your old yearbook. Hello. I guess he's referring to when people would wear baggy jeans like beneath the waistline. Bill O'Reilly's definitely got that. Pull up those damn pants, kid. He's got that energy. Mom, I know about sex, okay? Going to that new movie isn't going to turn me into a slut. It really won't. Movies don't turn people into sluts. Also, maybe don't slut shame, and so forth. Again, I think he's presenting the kids as like these obnoxious, dumb, whiny brats. And this is for kids, this book. Who would listen to this guy? Who'd be like, yeah, this guy really gets us. He really gets us. We are obnoxious. Let me confess something right here. And you're not really going to be surprised. When I was your age, I was too stupid to think about my rights. I mean, for me, it was simple. When I did what my parents or the school or the church did not want me to, I ran the risk of being punished. And as I mentioned in my previous book, for kids of your age, that could mean that my very large father might use me as a door knocker with his very large, Jesus Christ, with his very large fist. His dad beat him up. That's really sad, actually. Sorry that happened to you, Bill. But I'm sure he thinks it built him character or some weird thing. That's like, I didn't expect that. Sorry, Bill. But like the fact that he thinks he was too stupid to think about his rights is kind of sad too. Like, okay, I don't want to talk about Bill O'Reilly being abused because that's sad and not good. There's young Bill. Wow, that picture. Is it me? Or does Bill O'Reilly kind of look like Steven Crowder? Doesn't he though? Kind of? I think he does. Is Bill O'Reilly Steven Crowder's father? There's a thought. Did I just crack the O'Reilly code here? Maybe he is. Yeah, see? The chat knows what's up here. Whoa. He could be his father. Maybe this is maybe all this time we wanted Steven Crowder to debate Sam Cedar and his dad wasn't letting him. We had to go talk to Bill O'Reilly because Bill O'Reilly is Steven Crowder's dad. Um, that might be that might be who we need to get to. Okay, the Crowder origin story. That's good. Yeah, maybe I'll post this to Twitter or something and really just reveal all of this. All of this. Parents, oh God. Parents under attack. Of course, this book for kids needs to talk about how we need to defend the parents, because someone asking what this book is about. That's a good question. It's called Kids Are Americans Too. And it was supposed to be about the rights of children, but it's just a very long lecture about listen to your parents, which is not really about rights, is it? Okay, let's get to something fun. Scene from movie about idiot kid. Ooh, this sounds good. This is going to be good stuff. All right, we've got idiot kid and father. All these scenes involve two people. I guess multiple characters in one scene is a skill beyond Bill. Anyway, that's easier for me. I mean, he had that opening scene, but it was only ever two people talking to each other. It wasn't never a group discussion. Okay. Oh, someone said there's a troll. Is there a troll? Please let me know. And I should really appoint a mod. Someone volunteered. Was it Kaiser? Did you volunteer? Do you want to be a mod? I am offering you the power to be a mod because I know of you. Oh, is someone just being a dick? Like, leave them be. But like if someone's just saying dumb stuff, spam is probably the bigger issue. Like if someone just is like, I say dumb things and believe dumb things. I'm not gonna do. Is it this dude? Slashes and like period comma or whatever. Okay, I don't care. But yeah. Kaiser, I'll make you a mod. Use your best judgment. Mostly focus on people who are like spamming, because that's an issue. Like the Larry Elder dude. Like that's the kind of thing I'd want to deal with. Okay, let's move on, and I'm gonna act this out. Feeling the energy. Feeling the energy. And here comes a brief performance as scene from movie about idiot kid. I just love this title. I feel like someone asked me if I've not read The Forbidden Laws of Success by the Soft-Spoken Shaman. Okay, time to act. I can come home when I want to. All the other kids can stay out till midnight.
But you're not all the other kids. You're my son.
They think I'm a nerd.
They are wrong.
I'm staying out. What are you going to do about it?
That is not a smart question.
That's the scene? No, it's not. And that's not a smart kid because he's in dealing with reality. I mean, he's, you named him Idiot Kid. I think we can guess that he's not a smart kid, but, I think if you're worried about someone being being a nerd, like, you know, and I was channeling a very deep voice boy. Now, okay, smart kid. All right, scene from movie about smart kid. Let's act this out.
Dad?
What's up, son?
Wrong voice.
I know you worry when I'm out after 11 at night.
You bet I do.
You worry because I might do something stupid. Or because I might get hurt, right?
You got it.
Okay, that's your right. I understand that. But what if we worked something out?
I'm listening.
See, the final game of the World Series, probably because of the time difference in the West, won't be over until midnight.
Is something wrong with our TV?
No, but the rest of the team will be watching at Jeff's house. Wait, please. And Jeff's father said he would stay up with us and drive home everybody who needs a ride.
Okay, I think this movie will have a happy ending. Or maybe it won't. Maybe it'll just be like... maybe it'll just say no anyway. What is the scene? The father kind of doesn't have a role here. Aside from choking on sandwich. The kid seems to have done everything. I like the onus here apparently is on the child to be the one who just knows what to say and do to get his way and to be reasonable and cool, because your dad will understand if you want to stay out. But I don't know. I don't feel these characters, you know. They don't seem authentic to me. The smart kid grew up to be Ben Shapiro. Very, very, very right on point there. Probably is how you would imagine it. But those were boring stories. Next, have you lost your mind? I am losing my mind reading this. Thank you, Bill. My grip on sanity. You can see how far along we're up here. We're getting close. Wow, this is taking some time to go through, isn't it? So let's skim forward a little bit. Let's find another quiz, another role play. Your rights versus their rights. Pros and a con. Ooh, we got some fiction here. Ooh, I'm excited. It was all about the V word. 3 16-year-old girls at John Jay High School in Katona, Lewisboro were told they would be suspended for a day because they used the word in front of an audience of fellow students. This group of honor students was giving a read-in from a very famous play, The Vagina Monologues, at an evening event held by the school's literary magazine. So they were suspended for using the word vagina. I think that's fine. It's a part of, human anatomy. I feel like I've just stepped back to 1952 listening to this story, but yeah, the kids, they won. That was less exciting than I expected it to be. There are other V words that are a little more explosive, let's say. Oh boy. Oh, another role play. Okay, we'll do another role play. We're getting close to the end of the book, everyone. I feel like this thing is starting to run a bit dry. But hey, I do want to get to the end. I want to be a completionist. Frida. All right, it's O'Reilly talking to me again. So let's summon my inner O'Reilly, and let's summon my inner me.
Have you read all of the court decisions represented in this book so far?
Is this a test?
No.
Yes.
Okay, not a test, but I have a question.
I knew it.
Just hold on. Have you agreed with every court decision?
Every one of them?
Yes. No. Would anyone?
Probably not. Yes and no is really boring in a script, by the way. The yes, no. I mean, it's such dry and uninteresting writing.
You got it. But the United States is a nation of laws made by courts and elected officials. Even if we disagree, we must obey them or suffer the consequences. Not to obey the laws would lead to anarchy. Great word. And no one's rights are respected when there's anarchy.
That's not really what anarchy means. I think he's doing the thing where he thinks anarchy is just shorthand for chaos. It just means no hierarchies, right? But anarchy is actually kind of interesting and cool. I might be getting a headache.
Deal with it.
Oh, he's such a dick. Why does he have to be such a dick all the time? Okay. If you're not going to look it up. Anarchy means something like chaos or mob rule. No, it doesn't, Bill. You really don't want that. Ask the people you see running for their lives in certain countries on the news programs. That's not anarchy at all. I feel like I need to get a real anarchist in here to give us a good, proper definition of that. But it does not mean chaos. Again, it's about dissolving hierarchies. It's actually a good idea. Whew. Yeah, when there's chaos in other countries. I don't know, is there a country that's currently run under some sort of anarchist system? I don't think I've ever heard of one. I'm guessing he would point to some country where there's unrest or chaos. He might point to in 2005 Afghanistan, which was being occupied by the US, and say that was anarchy. It's no, it was chaos because their government was dissolved and things were pretty messy. It doesn't mean just mob rule. Anyway, are rights always good for you? Again, we gotta keep moving. Gotta keep thinking about these things. I don't think Bill thinks about anything. Another role play. Let's do it. Let's just do all the role plays now and the quizzes. We'll do the crazy stuff. O'Reilly.
Suppose I gave you a Bill O'Reilly Factor t-shirt.
Cool. I would never say cool. God, no, please. Would you wear it to your school? Hell no. I would get beat up. Sure.
But could you?
Why not? Oh, I see. Dress code? Exactly. Well, I really wouldn't be making a political statement, just being a fan.
But a fan of what? I mean, some of your classmates, and they would be wrong, might think that I'm an obnoxious blowhard and that the Factor is not a good concept.
Those sound like the coolest kids.
Nah. They might have...
Oh, excuse me.
They might have read that charge, and worse, in print or on some nutty website. They might agree.
So? I disagree.
Exactly. Well, what does your school think about that?
They can't tell me what to think.
No, they can't. But they can decide that wearing an O'Reilly t-shirt would upset other people. You and those other people might argue about it, and you might just smirk at one another or stare one another down. And the phrase for that is
distraction from the educational process.
Hey, you have been listening.
We're talking about my life, right?
Get this. Early in 2007, a 14-year-old girl,
I guess this was from later than 2005. When was this published?
a 14-year-old girl was punished by her middle school in Northern California for wearing knee socks decorated with an image of Tigger.
From the cartoon Winnie the Pooh?
It was a book first. Sorry, had to say that.
He's so pedantic, how obnoxious. Okay.
The school argues that Tigger, whose politics are not known to me or to anyone else,
Tigger's an anarchist, actually.
violated the appropriate attire policy.
You're kidding me. Shakes head. You're not kidding me. And there's going to be a lawsuit?
Right.
And this will go on for some time, and lawyers are involved, and the ACLU has weighed in.
Right again.
Oh, brother.
As usual, there are all kinds of complications. It turns out that the policy was set to keep kids from wearing gang symbols or sexy images and sayings.
What does that have to do with Tigger?
It also turns out that the girl has been punished 12 times for wearing clothing with decorations that the school found inappropriate.
You mean she's been pushing it?
Maybe, but this is what I have to ask. Was the Constitution written by Ben and Tom and the rest of our founding fathers so that she could wear a fictional animal to the classroom?
I don't think the answer is easy.
Yes, you've been listening all right. What size t-shirt do you wear?
Whew. This is a rough one. So, there's obviously context here we're missing. And Bill is right to point that out. But what I really dislike about this role play is that it presents the whole thing in the context of like wearing one of his shirts, because he's like so self-serving and I feel like he's always selling something. And I just looked it up. This was published in 2007. So there we go. Not 2005. 2007. That's why it feels a little more fresh than we realize. The Tigger socks. Like, what was up with these socks? And what were the other 12 things she'd been wearing? Also gang symbols and sexy images? I don't know. This is like very suspicious. But someone is Tiggered right now. I feel it. Let's do the last quiz. We're coming in on the home stretch. I think that was the last role play too. But here we go. Last quiz, everyone. Get ready. I'll read the questions. You give me the answers. We'll see how much we know about freedom. The final awesome multiple choice quiz. The First Amendment guarantees that you can A. Express your opinion frankly when asked in school. B. Interrupt a fellow student who disagrees with you. C. Wear the symbols of your religion openly at school. D. Criticize school policies in the school newspaper. Interesting. What are your answers, everyone? I feel like people are thinking about this one. It doesn't seem like an easy one, does it? This is actually a tough question. Ooh. Got some B, got some A and D, C, none of the above. I think A is more common. But we're getting, oh wait, D, B, A. Ooh, wow, interesting. let's just go with, I think B is the one I'm seeing more. Yeah, Bill O'Reilly loves to interrupt people too. 2, the authorities can legally intervene at your home if your parents A, do not feed and clothe you properly. B, prevent you from watching TV. C, insist that you go with them to church. D, take away your cell phone when your grades fall. What is this one? This one's a little easier, I think, but... It really does depend, doesn't it? We got C, C, C. So B's D, C is rising to the top. This is the last quiz, everyone. This is like 90% of our grade is going to be based on this quiz. We're going with C. We're going with C, all right? 3, most lawsuits against school occur because lawyers will do anything to make money. B, administrators do not clearly explain their rules to the community. C, parents want their kids to be independent. D, opposing sides do not calmly negotiate an agreement. What do you think, everyone? A, B, C, or D? Vote now. This is, we've got, A is up to an early lead. B is showing some strength, but A is coming strong. We're going with A. We're going with A. Executive decision time. Next, the Supreme Court decisions of your future will be most affected by A, increased government funding for better legal training. B, the politicians you and your generation elect to office. C, an increase in the number of judges from minority groups. D, the opinions of anchor persons at Fox, CBS, and ABC. Here we go. Here we go. What do we got here? Spamming of D, I can see when you're spamming, please. But D is in the lead. We got D. The media is all powerful, isn't it? Some big D energy in here. Yeah, D's running away with this. It's not even close. It's not even close. Okay. 5. You are now a better person because you, A, just watched a rerun of the OC. Wow, old show. B, have applied for membership in the ACLU. C, read my book and plan to tell other kids about it. D, believe everything that Dr. Phil says. Wow, Dr. Phil's still around, huh? That guy's amazingly had a long career. What are our answers, though? What are our answers here, people? Give me the guidance. Ooh, got some B's and D's. I feel like that's going to be the split, huh? B, D, few A's. I like how literally no one has said C, but I think B has pulled ahead. Yeah, we're going to go. No, wait, D? No. D. We're going with D, everyone. Bacad. That is our final response. Here we go. Let's see what the answers are. AA, DBC. We got none again, everyone. We hate freedom, I guess. I'm going to have to live with that now, that fact. We really failed. In all these quizzes, I think we got a single question right, and that was the one that households should be abuse-free, which if we're going to get anything right, I'm glad we got that. Let's see what these mean, though. 1A. The First Amendment guarantees that you can express your opinion frankly when asked in school. Okay. Criticize school policies in the school newspaper seems pretty First Amendment-y, and wearing the symbols of your religion openly at school also seems First Amendment as well, but okay. Just expressing my opinion frankly. Sure. 2A. The authorities can legally intervene in your home if your parents do not feed or clothe you properly. Yeah, I can see that. You got a point there, Bill. But the religion one, making them go to church, that's kind of messed up too, right? 3D. Most lawsuits occur against schools. Or no, 3. Yeah, because opposing sides do not calmly negotiate an agreement. Boring. Oh, it's Criticizing your school and the school newspaper is restricted since it's the school's newspaper. I say my freedom of speech is being silenced there, because what is the school if not the kids, right? I know, there's complications there. I think it's bogus. You can't criticize the school, though. But Bill would not like that, I can see. 4B, the Supreme Court decisions of your future will be most affected by the politicians you and your generation elect to office. Yes. Yes. Very good, Phil. You're now a better person because you read my book and plan to outlive other kids. That is a lie. That is now the wrong answer. We're going to take that answer away and replace it with D. Believe everything that Dr. Phil says. I just saw that D was popular and I forgot what that answer was, but who is worse, Dr. Phil or Bill O'Reilly's worse? I was like asking the question and realized like obviously, Bill O'Reilly's worse than Dr. Phil. Although Dr. Phil's pretty bad too. That was the last quiz, and we're gonna move on. Oh, it's Radical Reviewer. Hey, my favorite dog book reviewer. Let's move on though. I don't know how much of this book is even left. Extra credit. Oh God, why is he keeping us late? I don't care about this extra. Oh, he's giving us a rundown of the Bill of Rights, and he's added his comments. Oh, he's talking about the separation between church and state. I don't really want Bill's commentary on the Bill of Rights. Oh, here, he mentions iPods again. How many times does he mention iPods in this text? Let's do a quick search. Because if anything really ages this and puts it in a moment in time, it's that brief decade where iPods were a thing. 4 mentions of iPods and 2 for iPod. Okay. That's too much. Oh, another role play. I thought we were done, but the role play is pulling us back in, and here we go. I'm gonna do another role play. Whew. Feeling good, feeling strong. All right. Now, do I know everything about my rights? No. When will I? Never. He's such a jerk.
Look, what's true today will not be true tomorrow. The players keep changing. Ideas keep changing. You know what new toy your kids will have someday that will drive their teachers nuts? The rules have to change with the times.
Chaos.
No, not chaos. The good ship Constitution stays afloat, no matter what. You have to believe that.
Well, I think I do now. Well, I think I do.
Okay, but it doesn't steer itself. You and all your kid friends have to keep it on course. It adjusts to the weather, the heaving seas, but smart people have to take turns at the helm.
Are you running for... Oh, God. Are you running for office?
No, but I want you kids to run for office someday and support candidates and stay involved in this rights business for the rest of your lives. You have to join that line that goes back to Ben and Tom.
I'll think about it.
You do that.
You and I shake hands firmly. Oh, what a lovely, lovely finish of me shaking hands with Bill O'Reilly firmly as I promised to fight for the rights of Ben and Tom. Ben and Tom. He's so cool. Bill O'Reilly. He doesn't call them Benjamin and Thomas. It's Ben and Tom. I think that's it. Congratulations. We went from extra credit to the last word. Thanks for reading this book, kid. I wish you a great life. But there's more? Oh, brief guide to terms. Oh, we could have looked up terms here, couldn't we have? But we didn't. How you can get in touch with them? Not anymore. We're not getting O'Reilly at foxnews.com. But you can email his publisher. That will probably get to him. So if you want to... No, this isn't doxing him. He published it in a book. But if you want to get in touch with Bill O'Reilly, you can get in touch with his publisher and let him know that you loved this book, right? And you feel like you know your rights as a child in America this day. About the author, co-author of 62 books, Charles Flower, doing a lot of work. Bill O'Reilly wrote the wildly popular The O'Reilly Factor. and The No Spin Zone, and Who's Looking Out for You, The Audio Factor for Kids, Culture Warrior, Those Who Trespass. That's his novel. He holds a master's degree. Wow, I'm shocked. From the School of Government at Boston University. Even in 2007, he'd written a ton of books. Jeez, this is before the Killing series, you might notice. No Killing yet. That would come very soon. And now he's a mass murderer. And that's it. That is... oh, it scrolled to the bottom. That is Kids Are Americans 2 by Bill O'Reilly. What fun we had reading this, didn't we? I think we need a moment here to just reflect on this book. I can't believe this took 2 hours to go through. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. So what did people learn? Let me engage with the chat. I've been mostly just looking at this book for the last 2 hours. I want to engage with you all. What did you all learn? What nuggets of wisdom did you find in this book? Did you comb the depths of this mine? Know that it is known as Bill O'Reilly. That's a camera he's posing with, not a CRT monitor. I'm pretty sure that's a camera. It looks like it was like a picture taken on the set of his show. White kids are Americans too. Thanks for letting us know. Yeah, that does seem... There was nothing about race here, was there? Very little about gender too. That we should allow kids to work. They are Americans too. Yeah. Bill O'Reilly can bust out a great rap. He can... I don't know if he can perform it, but he can write them, sure. Sagely is a word. This picture was taken in 2007, I believe. Bill O'Reilly understands the kids. Yep. He believes in change, but not gay marriage being legalized. True. It's a camera with a CRT monitor. Yeah, that would be accurate. Instead of like a viewfinder or something, they use a monitor. Someone lost 99% of your brain cells. Well, if you're watching this channel, you probably had a lot already, huh? Sponsored with Arnim Sola. Ooh, nice obscure reference there. Although in the movies they made him a computer instead of a computer man, like a man-shaped computer. He was just like old-timey 1960s computers. Okay, Tigger is an anarchist. I'm glad we learned that. Hello, fellow kids. Did have that. Bong hits. Bong hits only for Jesus, not Larry Elder. Jesus was a bong lord. Yep. So I'm not sure we learned a ton here, outside of Bill O'Reilly being terrible, but I hope you learned what freedom means. And I think we've reached the part of the stream. I actually had something planned after the book, but I didn't think it would go this long. But I'm going to talk about it anyway. And maybe we could... do we want to watch a video? Do you guys want to watch terrible conservative comedy? Do you want to do this? I am asking you now. I was considering making a video about this particular channel of conservative comedy. The reason I did it is I watched several of their videos and part of me died on the inside and I felt like there was nothing to really say. But, I set it up beforehand, so we're going to do it now. Brace yourselves. You're all going to groan as soon as I click this little X. But we're going to look at the YouTube channel of the Babylon Bee. You might be thinking like, oh God, they have a YouTube channel. And they do. They do. They're bad. These sketches are bad, everyone. And we're going to watch a couple. There were two that I thought like right next to each other were just beautiful. It was beautiful. So we're going to organize this by the most popular because these were some of their most popular ones. And where is it? It's, how we make fun of conservatives only having like the one joke and now they have the two jokes? They made a sketch about it. It's not very long. Here it is. Conservative comedy writers versus conservative comedy writers versus liberal comedy writers. You guys ready for this? It's a mere 3 minutes and 20 seconds. It's just going to show us how the Babylon Bee thinks conservative comedy writers work and how liberal comedy writers work. Let's see if they can make some jokes at their own expense. Let's do it.
All right, guys, listen up. As conservative comedy writers, it is not good that we only have two jokes. We've got blank identifies as blank And did you just assume my gender?
Those are the same joke, aren't they? Jokes at the expense of trans people. Also, I like the Hulk Hogan American flag. Hulk Hogan, of course, is now famously known for being a huge racist. But this is surprisingly on the money, right? Let's see how self-aware they are.
We need to think of a third joke. And we need to do it now.
AOC identifies as a good politician.
That's one of the 2 jokes. Come on, we're comedy writers. We can think of a third joke.
This really feels real.
Why is it so hard? Be funny. Be funny. Be funny.
Joe
AFC
Biden, more
Dark
like
Horse
Joe
Trailer.
Good Biden. That anything? Do I even know what a joke is?
I can't help
He doesn't.
it. My brain's full of logic. I got no room for humor.
My brain is filled with logic. I love when the self-deprecating humor can't actually be self-deprecating. It has to be like, oh, if I was less logical, because everyone knows jokes are not logical. Oh, too smart for this. Ugh. It's like oh man, it's so hard to be a conservative because we're so like wealthy and handsome and smart. Oh, it's so hard for us, aren't they? Also, it's a room full of white guys. What a shock.
Maybe we can debate a third joke into existence.
How does Jimmy do this every night?
Which one?
All of them. They're all brilliant.
Hey, why don't we ask Huckabee? He could punch it up. He's got a ton of jokes.
Maybe the problem isn't us. Maybe God only invented 2 jokes. Finding a third joke could be a sin, is all I'm saying.
That's on its way to being a real joke about conservatives, how they're like overly religious, right? Like there's something there. There's something there to that little line. It's not funny, but it's close. It's getting there. It's getting there.
I got it.
Wait, does he got it? Oh shit. I'm stopping this a lot. I hope you realize I'm doing this for your benefit so you don't have like full, like undiluted Babylon Bee, because that could really hurt you.
Despite conceding the stolen election, Donald Trump will still identify as president.
That's the same joke!
Can't be done. Nobody can do it. We tried everything.
What a letdown.
Only we were liberal comedy writers.
So there we go. That's how conservative comedy writers act. The thing that's really inaccurate there is I don't think they care that they make the same jokes over and over. In fact, that's part of their bread and butter. In fact, if you look at the Babylon Bees channel, it's a lot of that. So here we go to this one. We're going to look at liberal comedy writers and how they aren't conservatives with their 2 jokes. You ready for this bit of humor? This is where they turn it around and go after the left. Let's see them do it.
All right, theys and thems, we need some jokes for tonight's monologue. Good thing we're not conservatives with only 2 jokes, am I right? So, what do you guys got?
I tried to talk to my right-wing uncle, but whoops, he was dumb.
Solid.
Stupid, brainless, big old idiots. Call them what you like. They're all conservatives to me.
Hell yeah. They're stupid, right? They're stupid.
Who's there? I don't know because I'm a Republican and my brain can't tell when somebody's at my doorstep.
Slow down. I can barely see what I'm writing through these tears of laughter.
Oh my gosh, this just came to me. Trump was dumb, conservatives are dumb. Coincidence? I think not. Did I just reinvent comedy?
Oh, get it? Do you guys get it yet? We have one joke that they're stupid.
These jokes are all so unique, not to mention original and groundbreaking.
How about a character called Mr. Dumbfart, the smartest conservative?
Like it, but how can we punch it up a little bit?
He's like borderline brain dead.
Oh, perfect. This is why we get paid the big bucks.
A sketch called Republican School.
Interesting. I'm not seeing where it's going.
They don't educate you. They uneducate you and make you stupid and stuff.
Oh, of course, it's brilliant.
And it just kind of... Oh, it's getting kind of loud. That's basically it.
We're gonna win so many awards.
There's the sketch. Did you enjoy that? I think what's really funny is here they're trying to prove how funny conservatives are, but they are so deeply unfunny that they kind of just own themselves. They're like, huh, you guys make fun of us for not being funny, but we're actually funnier than you guys because we're making this cool sketch. It's like, oh, it's not. It's actually really bad. It's embarrassing. And they didn't even disprove the whole, like, we only have 2 jokes. Because, like, if we're going to talk about jokes on the left, well, there are a lot of ways we make fun of conservatives. I mean, first of all, the left makes jokes about a lot of different things. But we make fun of how conservatives not just are stupid, but, you know, they're cruel, they're arrogant, they're very ignorant, which is not the same as stupid. They're also not funny. They're hateful. Like, there are all sorts of stereotypes we use to make jokes. And the reason dumb comes up a lot is it's kind of true in some cases. Also, like Donald Trump. Come on. Not just that he's an idiot, but there are a lot of jokes about being like gross, fascist. There's a lot of fertile ground here. And the fact that they read it as you just say we're dumb, I think reveals that they don't know anything about jokes. And like, I don't know. I can't. This is why I didn't want to make a video about this. Like, what does one say about this sketch? It's so hard because it's just not funny. It's just bad. It's just lame. It's so lame. And but what's I found interesting and why I'm showing this to you guys today is because this was put out June 3rd, 2021, where they acknowledge, like, they always say we only make like 1 joke or 2 jokes about like trans people. And here's a video they published. It's right here. Their most popular video, published 3 weeks later, motorcyclist who identifies as bicyclist sets cycling world record. It's the same joke. It's like you literally made a whole sketch about how you guys only have 2 jokes, and then you prove it by producing another sketch that is one of those jokes. I'm like, there's like no self-awareness here. And we're not gonna watch this sketch because it's kind of long and also not funny. But wow, this is like the Babylon Bee in a nutshell, right? Like there's another one where it's what was that video? Who do we hate? Hateful white men question how hateful they really are. It's exactly like the joke or the sketch we just watched. We'll do a little bit of this about how white guys are not hateful. And we'll see how original they are and how they really do think of thoughtful and interesting premises.
Hank,
What's that?
I've been thinking. You know how we're hateful, racist, misogynist white men?
Sure are.
I mean, that's what they tells us on the Twitters.
Sure.
That's actually not, but whatever, let's just keep going.
I've been thinking and pondering. It got me wondering. Maybe we ain't.
What are you talking about? How so?
Well, we're hateful, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, they tells us we hateful.
Are they right?
But who do we hate?
And I know there's someone.
But who?
Black people. Duh.
Yeah, but which one? I mean, can you think of a single one you hate?
Cosby. I hate Bill Cosby.
But was that before or after the, you know?
Ah, dang it was after. I loved him before that. The Cosby Show was a breakthrough in African-American representation on screen.
Exactly!
Someone just made a video about the Cosby Show, didn't he? That describes how the Cosby Show's representation isn't quite the breakthrough it's sometimes trumpeted as. And it's like a very, like, it's a meme among certain people. Also, notice how the pattern here that's already settling in? It's like they confront the stereotypes about white people and they subvert them by going like, actually, no, we are not hateful. It's not, no jokes in sight though. Like, did I miss a joke? Was anything intended to be a joke here? I'm not sure. But it reads a lot like that earlier thing where they were doing conservative comedian or conservative comedy writing room and the writer was like, oh, my head is too filled with logic. I can't think of jokes. Doesn't really make sense, does it? And it's just a way for them to sort of puff themselves up. This is like a type of conservative comedy. I hate not using the word comedy because it's not. It's just a lot of like, we're actually really good, you know, we're good conservatives, okay? We're good people. It's like when you watch Dave Rubin do his little stand-up routine and it's like, any conservatives out in the audience? Oh, look at you guys with like jobs and being well-dressed and manicured. And it's like, you're not making jokes. You're just telling them they're good. Like, is this your concept of humor? Isn't it funny and great when people tell us we're awesome? Isn't that comedy? It feels like comedy to them is being nice to the people they like and mean to the people they hate. That could have been a video. But you're getting it here on the stream. Do we want to watch? Yeah, we'll watch the rest of this, whatever. It's just going to be the same thing.
What about women, though? We hate them.
How so?
We want to control their bodies. We're pro-life.
But do we want to control their bodies? Or we care about that little baby inside their body?
Still no jokes yet, are there? But yeah, just bad representation of the right to choose here. What a shock.
Dadgummit, Jim, it is the little baby that I care about.
We don't want to control their bodies.
I just can't deny the science of DNA, which explicitly tells us that conception is the beginning of life.
Got nothing to do with their body.
That's not actually science. Also, like, again, there are no jokes here. Isn't this amazing how, like, few jokes we're getting none. I haven't counted a single joke. Like, I'm not even talking about like how Bill O'Reilly wrote those lame things like, oh, you want to download Hillary Duff or some shit like that. That's obviously just a cheesy bad joke. There are nothing I can recognize as an attempt at humor. This is wild.
It's got to do with the body of someone else.
Well, shoot, dang it, Jim. Those LGBTs.
You mean the LGBTQIA plus community?
Yeah, hate them.
Because they're controlling language? Forcing each and every one of us to conform to their ever-changing, always evolving definition of words?
Oh, yes, sir, I hate that.
But you also think they shouldn't be allowed to identify as they want to in the first place?
Come on, I don't care how they identify. Of course I don't.
That's a lie. I like how someone is asking, is this a skit? This is a skit. This is intended to be funny. Wild. Someone's saying this is ableism. Is it? I don't know. Maybe the sketches? If I'm doing something, let me know. This is very strange. And they are, like, the idea that conservatives don't care about how people identify is just wild.
Sorry, see? We don't hate them either.
I literally don't give two spits worth of chew what one identifies as.
You just disagree with the method in which they engage in the culture.
Yeah, with how they engage with culture. You got me.
See? I'm not saying Twitter is wrong, but I mean, we probably are hateful. It's got me thinking is all.
Close up of the beer because they don't
White
have any
privilege.
choice.
We're white, so we got the privilege we don't deserve, whether we like it or not.
Oh yeah, you're right. White privilege. Nothing we can do about that one.
There, see? We hateful. So you think twice before you go running your mouth again. We got white privilege.
This has been viewed almost
I'm
half a
gonna go
million
drop a
times.
deuce. You want me to grab you a beer while I'm in there?
Nah, I'm good. Might find white privilege out here.
He's pooping, that's the joke. There wasn't a single joke there. Did anyone in the chat, did you notice a joke? Did anyone notice this? Did it get close? Someone said there was almost a joke. Where? I want to know. Please tell me. This just seems like a very long, crying sort of like, oh, people are mean to us because they don't get us kind of thing. No setup, no punchline, nothing. There's nothing here. It's wild. It tried to subvert yeah, but you can subvert expectations in a number of ways. You can just, instead of shaking someone's hand, you can punch someone in the face. That's not, I mean, that is subverting expectations, but it's not funny. I mean, maybe it's funny if you punch like Richard Spencer, but like not just a random person. And yes, accents and stereotypes of poverty culture is yeah, I get that. That's mean. Like, they're poor and they think they're privileged. Is that, oh, I can see what they mean there. But it didn't really hit on the poverty angle all that well. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean there. That could have been a joke. Huh. You know what? I want to read some of the comments here and see if they can like give us something. Like, what can we take away from this? Why are people watching? First of all, 488,000 views. A lot of thumbs up. Not a lot of thumbs down. So people are watching it and enjoy. They're getting something. I want to know. And then maybe the top comments will tell us. Oh, wait, there's a little bit left. We should watch the last few seconds because there's another thing here I want to touch on. Every Babylon
Oh,
Bee
dang,
ends
that
with
was
this.
funny.
Man, that hit my funny bone right in the funny bone.
Yeah.
Hit your funny bone in the funny bone. Oh, it's not the same one. What they usually do, I watched a couple of these, and what they usually do is have like this one dude with the beard, or with the goatee. They both have beards. He'll be like sitting, looking like beat up or in a scary state, and he'll be like, I really like Twitter, and I am not being threatened at all for my physical safety, so follow us on Twitter, where we definitely won't be censored. And then he'll just like do another one where he's like, oh, I love Facebook. Facebook is really... And it's the same joke over and over. He just changes the social media company. I thought that was really lame and lazy too, but I guess he thinks they're different jokes. It's like they really don't understand humor.
We're watching our own videos and saying they're funny. How cool is that?
I mean, who does that?
Who does that?
So-
We do that. Live action sketches, animation, podcasts. We have it all on the Babylon Bee YouTube channel. So we want you to subscribe to it so you can get notified.
Nope. Okay. So I'm not saying Twitter is wrong, just got me thinking is all. OMG, so beautiful. What? I guess that's the joke. I guess the joke is the audience knows better that Twitter is wrong. But like, that's not a joke. That's like saying conservatives sure think they're funny, but maybe they're not. Like, that's not a joke. That's like nothing. I could get maybe a cheap pop from like a left-leaning audience, but that's so lazy. And far be it from me to not always, to sometimes making a lazy joke. That's what I do sometimes, but I don't run a comedy channel. Okay, let's go through more of these. I love the part about white privilege. I grew up in a house almost as bad as the one in this video and worked my arse off to make a better life for myself. The phrase white privilege is pretty close to fighting words to me. Well, he doesn't seem to understand what white privilege means. But, oh, someone asking about the children's book. It was Americans Are Kids Too, or Kids Are Americans Too by Bill O'Reilly. You can go to the earlier part of the stream if you want to watch that. But sadly, we've moved on. Maybe I should change the title. I don't think we're going to be going too much longer. That's why I'm sort of hesitant to change the title. Or maybe I should change it. Whatever. Let's read more of these comments. Got me to thinking is all. The left doesn't want people thinking. Like, that wasn't even an attempt at a joke, but like, they're just agreeing with like boring ass slogans. I hate getting my election stolen. That's what you call electile dysfunction. Okay. That's what they tell us on the Twitters. Beyond epic. Really? Wow, it's so easy to please these people. Just remember, people, racism, sexism, and stereotypes are okay if it's against white men. God. So this is like more of that poor us thing, I guess. That's the feeling they're trying to foster with this video. Woke definition of hateful, an individual who believes in hard work, personal responsibility for it. Oh, God. No, it isn't. Like, none of these people seem to understand. Let's, you're right, Kaiser. We should move on. Not just reading these comments, because they're just depressing me. I think people are just trying to sort of show their support for Babylon Bee. Well, I did a bit of research into Babylon Bee, and one of the shocking things was that it isn't like some sort of AstroTurf right-wing thing. It started off as like a genuine grassroots organization, and then it was purchased by like a millionaire, and that's when it really started to blow up. It started like in 2016, I think. And then the original founders sold it, and then they started investing money into it. But these guys are like shockingly unfunny. Like these two dudes here, and everyone who was in that previous sketch, I'm genuinely surprised at how unfunny they are. Okay. I think I got it in me. Like, I do want to do the whole like chill thing where we all relax and just like do questions and answers. That might be nice. But maybe we can watch another video before then. Do we want to do another Babylon Bee video? I say with some hesitance. I can find one at random that I haven't seen, and we'll discover it together. Let's open their channel. Just watched that. We'll sort by most popular. See the greatest hits. I've watched the first couple, the first line here, and then a handful of these ones. What do people think? Some people are saying no. It's too late. I already opened it. Ooh, maybe we should. Someone just suggested we watch Puppies. That's a good idea. Conservative. Top genders. You choose. Yeah, I think we all know what the gender one's going to be, right? I'm just reading these titles now to see like what are some good options. Some people, everyone's all saying Puppies now. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to do a Q&A, and then I'll have Puppies playing in in the background, so I'll have something nice and visual to look at while the Q&A is going on. I think that's a cool idea. But let's do Victims of Cancel Culture Summit, because I saw someone put that up there, and it's less than 2 minutes. And it's animated. Look at this good animation. It's going to be good, right? No, it's not. What do we got here? We got Cara Dune, Pepe Le Pew, Potato Head.
Thank you for coming in. It is time we finally tell our story. We have all been victims of cancel culture, and it has to stop.
I am a victim of cancel culture.
Are they going after Gina Carano in that?
I am a victim of cancel culture.
Is that just an indigenous person? Because they were genocided. I wouldn't use cancel culture. That's a little too soft a word.
Cancel culture.
Wait, when was Kermit canceled? When did that happen?
Sure.
Yeah, and me too. I'm a big stinking victim of this cancel culture thing.
Andrew Cuomo! Andrew Cuomo, who recently had to step down as governor. Are they going to go after Andrew Cuomo? Because that's not fun. Like, he is a bad guy, and he like had to step down, which was good. Here we go.
It's me.
Whoa, no. He is not with us.
Yeah, I lost my job because of some tweets. You got people killed and harassed women, and you still have your job. That is not cancel culture.
Sure it is. I'm canceled. They canceled me. Me too. Hashtag me too.
Oh, it's the Land O'Lakes lady. See, I have no interest in defending Andrew Cuomo here. He's a bad dude. Also, like, Cara Dune lost her because of some tweets. Didn't she post like some anti-Semitic memes? Like, that was pretty intense. And now she has to make a movie with Ben Shapiro, which does seem like a fate worse than death. So, but she seems awful. So cool.
I have learned quite recently, in fact, that this is not what Me Too means, mon ami.
Who cares?
Also, Pepe Le Pew is kind of not good, right? He's like, leave the cat alone. It doesn't want to be with you. Not to mention he's a cartoon. Like, the idea that fictional characters are being canceled, and like this is being presented as an injustice, right? But like, who cares? They're not real, and these cartoons still exist. I kind of don't even want to do the rest of
Us
this.
up here, we're the faces of cancel culture. My
I'm gonna do it
situation
anyway.
is exactly like their situation.
Oh, come on, give me a break. Get out of here, man. This guy's a
What?
lunatic.
Excuse me, Governor Cuomo, Kermit the Frog here. I believe that everyone makes mistakes and that everyone should be given second chances. But I think I speak for everyone when I say, get
That's what we're
bent, you
watching
lying
next, by the
sack
way.
of political scum.
Well, now I'm getting canceled by a Muppet?
There are no jokes here, I've noticed.
All right, I'm going. Jeez.
We are so sorry about that. Anyway.
Hey, Toots, would you ever date an older man?
Oh, he's getting beat up.
I won't be taking any questions at this time. Thank you.
God, it was so devoid of content.
But the village people, we need.
That sucked. That just sucked. There was no joke. It's like, Andrew Cuomo's bad, and it's like, yeah, I agree. It's just a premise and no jokes. That is it. That's the thing, right? There are no jokes again. For a second I thought, like, am I losing my mind, or are they just not putting jokes in these things? Okay. We're just gonna chill with some Q&A stuff with some like cute baby animals. Let me just get us a nice long one. Well, how do people feel? Oh, these are so cute. Let's get a nice long one that'll play in the background. I feel like everyone's just gonna watch that, but that's fine. Oh, they're so cute. I'm gonna put this on mute because we can enjoy it without it. All right. We're out of conservative comedy hell. Bill O'Reilly's book has been buried, and we will not be looking at it anymore. And we're just gonna see these lovely, lovely animals for the rest of the stream. The stream will be closing up soon. My voice is starting to go. Feeling a bit haggard, but I like to chill at the end of my streams and just chat with people. Some people like to bounce out. That's cool. This is like the chill part of the stream. If anyone's got any questions, hit me up with some questions. What do I think of toxic communities like Dota or League? I stay away from them. I think a lot of gamer communities get really bad and get really toxic. And I suggest people don't get too invested, which kind of sucks, because if you really like the game, you want to play against like the best players maybe, but it's so tough. It's so tough sometimes. Current book recommendations. I've been reading Red Rising. That trilogy is pretty good. I read the first two, and I'm looking forward to the third one, which is sitting on my table right now. I'm also reading right now Friendship in an Age of Economics, Resisting the Forces of Neoliberalism. I only said that because it makes me sound smart. It's all right so far. What is my favorite video that I made? I don't know. That's a tough one. I really like the Cosby Show one. I also really like the Married with Children one. The Pitbull one I still feel fondly about. And I guess the I almost said Justin Trudeau. Ben Shapiro book one. That was pretty good. What do I think of The Toxic Avenger? Never seen it. And I saw Suicide Squad. That's all your question was. Am I really a Blue Jay? Yes. I didn't like Suicide Squad as much as other people, unfortunately. I thought it was good. Definitely better than the first one. Jesus. But I don't know. God, I would need to organize my thoughts, and I don't know if I have the energy for that. My favorite cute animal? Ooh, tough. Kittens are really good. Read any good comic books lately? I just read Squadron Supreme for the first time. That came out in 1986, about superheroes who try to take over the world and run it like dictators, basically. But they're not like full villains. It's actually super interesting, but it's very much of its time. How many video projects do you work on at once? It varies by just how I'm feeling, I guess. Right now I've got 4 on the go, so that's exciting. How old am I? Old enough. What is your favorite LGBT narrative in hip-hop, rap? Oh, I don't know enough about hip-hop or rap to answer that. Who is your favorite video essays that has less than 10K subscribers? Let's say John the Duncan. He just hit 6969. Cool, right? What's your favorite feminist book? Probably The Bell Jar. Well, that's a novel, but it's by Sylvia Plath, I believe. It's very good. What have you been watching for fun and not a video lately? I started watching F is for Family. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not a huge Bill Burr fan. It was recommended to me by a friend, and it's fine. So am I aware of IR Script's awful contents? Of the IR Scripts? No, I'm not. I would be curious to know. Are there more terrible conservative quizzes? They were fun. I might do that if I can find more in the future. That's like a good idea for content, huh? Maybe future streams will do that. Did you look the librarian in the eye when you rented the books for the conservative nonfiction video? Or did you look at the ground and mumble, "It's for work"? We have self-checkout here in Toronto, so I didn't have to look anybody in the eye. And I like covertly held the books so no one could see the spines or the covers. And then I just shoved them right in my bag and got the hell out of there. And when I returned them, thankfully I could return them into a slot outside. So hopefully no one saw me. Who is a conservative that I respect? I think PJ O'Rourke is all right. He's kind of funny. Don't really agree with him on some of his takes though, but he's a little more principled, I think, than some of the other ones. He had this great line about He's a conservative who's, I guess, thoughtful. I'm not going to go too deep into PGO work here. Did you see Gutfeld, the latest conservative attempt at being Jon Stewart? I saw clips. Has it been canceled yet? It really crashed and burned in terms of quality. Oh God, now I remember what I wanted to do. There was that Jordan Peterson clip where he's talking about Superman and Lois Lane. I wanted to talk about that. I don't know if I have it. Do people want to see that, or let's just do a quick Q&A, and maybe we'll like. All right. Next one. Have you ever seen Beastars? I have not. What is your favorite LGBT character or narrative in video games? There are so few good ones. I remember at the time I was super impressed by Kanji in Persona 4, but that was like, what, 15 years ago? I don't know if it holds up. I'd be curious to revisit it, though. I remember thinking it was really interesting and good. Stephen King or Dean Koontz, if either. Neither. I don't think I've read Dean Koontz, and I've not really cared for any Stephen King I've read. Not like outright hatred or anything, it just isn't for me. Do I play any pen and paper RPGs? No, I do not. Opinion on the rapper Eminem. I like a couple of his songs. I'm not like a close fan. I'm not a good person to ask for opinions on movements. I just like a few songs. My favorite is probably Cleaning Out My Closet. I think that's the name of the song. Anyway, yeah. Favorite video essay of the year so far? Essay. I don't know. I kind of don't want to single anything out. Are you an author yourself? You're comment on books and works of literature. Yeah, I have attempted to write stuff. Nothing really, no creative work has really been published as far as I know. Have you watched or read One Piece? I've read most of One Piece. I stopped right before the Wano arc just because I wanted to be a little further along, because I like reading them in chunks. Because that's fun. What's my favorite color palette? I don't know. I don't think of colors in palettes, but I like blue. I hope that answers that. What's your favorite murder mystery or TV show? Murder mystery movie or TV show? Whew, that's a good one. I enjoyed Knives Out. That's the last one I saw. I can't think of any others off the top of my head. But Knives Out was cool. PGO work wrote an essay on Lena Dunham. That'd be interesting. What is my opinion of Steven Crowder circa 2009? I have no idea what he was like back then. Can I do a video essay on Garfield and Friends? Almost certainly not. I have zero memory, and I don't know. I'm not too big on kids media in general. What are my thoughts on Skip Intro's Propaganda series? I've never seen it. Thank you for saying. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that. Do you have any games that you put on when you want to chill out? Do I? I usually move on from games, so I don't have many that I go back to regularly. Right now I'm chilling out to Final Fantasy X. I got the HD remaster a few weeks ago, and it's been fun revisiting that game because it's been a long time since I played it. A lot of it I realize I've forgotten, and I've forgotten how bad the voice acting is, but it's pretty good. What do you think when Rush Limbaugh passed? Very little. I don't generally celebrate people's deaths, but I also, I'm not going to feel bad for that. Just another day, I guess. Oh. Have I checked out Caleb Moppe's Super Mask Off Satan at the Fountainhead? Reading by Thought Slime We're in Hell and That Jess yet? I've heard it's something, and I'm friends with a couple of people there. I haven't watched it though. I try to limit my Caleb Moppin technique. It'd probably be good. I'm sure it's great. They're all great. What is my take on Chris Hedges and the religious left? I've never been a huge fan of Chris Hedges. I found his, I don't know, his way of speaking and analysis a bit dogmatic, as you mentioned, the religious left. I haven't seen much of his work recently, though, so I'm not sure if he's changed or changed. Someone saying Kanji was a missed opportunity. Yeah, maybe. And Yosuke, he was a transphobe? Ooh, I don't remember. Was Yosuke a transphobe? That's disappointing. Ooh, that's some Persona 4 talk. Oh, it's bad if we go back to it? Oh no, that's sad. I haven't played Persona 4 in so long. I'm sad to hear that it hasn't held up. My favorite type of chocolate is milk chocolate, probably. White chocolate's good too. I don't like dark chocolate. It's a little too bitter for me. Here's a fun fact. Do you know how they make white chocolate? When they boil the milk, they scoop the top off, like the bubble fat that goes to the top, and that turns into white chocolate. There you go. Favorite sitcom? I get asked that so many times. I have no idea. The Simpsons in its prime, maybe. I don't know. What kind of coffee tea do you drink? I don't drink coffee, but I do drink tea. I'm a big fan of chai tea. Latte teas are also very good. Favorite? I don't watch speedruns of games. Someone asked what my favorite one was. Let's say Super Monkey Ball, because I feel like that'd be wild to watch, and I kind of want to. I'm kind of excited because I know they got that remake coming up of Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2, which is like the only time the series was good. Yeah, Persona and Japanese RPGs aren't very good for LGBT representation, unfortunately. LGBT rights are like awful in Japan. Like I still think gay marriage is illegal there. So representation and stuff is really rough. Even the stuff that's good, it's hard to really acknowledge it in the context of like a Western audience. For instance, people hail Yuri as Ice as a really great representation of gay rights, but it's kind of ridiculous. Like we can't even see the two guys kiss, and they have to wear a ring about their deep commitment to one another. It's like, no, they want to get married and they're kissing. Like, oh, it seems like such a missed opportunity. But I know in Japan it's like a different context. So for that audience, maybe it's differently. But I can't change the fact that I'm in a Western audience here. Where does Skills get all his money from? Sponsor literally. Skills Share? I have no idea. But they don't sponsor me, so we won't talk for them. I've not seen Jujutsu Kaisen, but I want to at some point. I'll probably read the manga. Do I play sports? I haven't in a long time. I do like to run, though. Any interest in K-pop? No, not really. What type of literature do I enjoy, and who's my favorite author? I don't have a favorite author, but I love all kinds of literature. I do like 19th century Victorian literature a lot. I read one, not very often, but every once in a while, because I used to read a lot of it, and they're just so big. George Eliot's great, if you want a recommendation. Have I seen Broadchurch? No, I have not. Do you agree that small changes will lead over time to big changes? I think they can. Ooh, thoughts on Scott Pilgrim. I've not read or watched any Scott Pilgrim. If I was an ice cream flavor, what would I be? I don't know. Vanilla? That's kind of boring, isn't it? What's a chill ice cream? They're all chill, aren't they? I have no idea. Sorry, I gotta move on. Too many questions. Why do people think the sitcom Friends is funny? That's a good question. I think it's comfortable, right? There's a comfort in Friends that I think people really enjoy. And I think that's why people are in it. Do I personally know Thought Slime? Yes, we're didn't you know we're best friends and we hang out all the time? I mean, we do know each other personally. We have not hung out in a little while. Yeah, Thought Slime's cool. Ravioli or tortellini? I'd probably go with tortellini. It's doing that thing where it skips around. Thoughts on Gundam 0079? Boring. Sorry if you like the original Mobile Suit Gundam. I'm just not a fan. Okay. Persona 3, 4, and 5 do have pretty bad trends moment. It gets less excusable over time, doesn't it? So Persona 5 is the worst offender in my opinion. Do I like tea? I just answered that. See, this is what happens when I fall behind on the questions. Okay. Am I a fan of Mass Effect? Sorry if I'm skipping over some questions. I'm just trying to get caught up. Sure. Well, not I'm a fan. I've played them and they're fun, but I'm not a huge into them. Favorite character is probably Garrus, though. All right. Thank you so much for Redway 2. Trudeau just called a new election. Thoughts? Ugh. I hope we can not experience any rises in COVID because of it. Looking at how the polls are right now, I think he's trying to catch the conservatives when their pants are down, basically. And if conservatives lose seats, that's great. But I hope the NDP picks some seats up over liberals. But we never know. The Canadian population tends to get very skittish, and people who would vote for run away from run away from voting for the NDP and vote for Liberals as a way of fighting back against Conservatives, which I get, but unfortunately keeps Canada from moving further left than it should, especially with the NDP now like talking about adding dental care and medication to like healthcare. Like, how is it not part of healthcare is ridiculous. But yeah, hopefully things will get better. We'll see. J-pop's all right. And I don't read James Patterson. Okay. I think I'm slowly catching up. I just accidentally skipped forward a lot. But if you skipped over a question, want to ask it again, go for it. I'm just trying to make sure people are not waiting too long. People saying I should watch Skip Intro's Propaganda series. Maybe I should. If it's not too long, I might find some time. What countries would I like to visit? Oh, there's so many. I really want to see New Zealand. I'd like to go somewhere in South America, maybe Argentina. I've heard good things. And then somewhere in Africa. And maybe Tanzania, because I want to go up Mount Kilimanjaro. What do I think about other leftist YouTubers like Hassan, Sam Cedar, Vaush, etc.? Everyone who is on the left on YouTube that isn't me is terrible and should deactivate their channels, give me all their subs and their patrons, because only I should be the left person on YouTube. And I don't know. A lot of these people, I don't watch their content. Of the three you mentioned, I only watch Sam Cedar regularly, and I think he's really good. But I don't really watch Hassan or Vaush. I have in the past, but just not much recently. What do I think of Matt Christman? I have no idea who that is. Last time you streamed, we spoke about comics. Could you recommend some where the main character doesn't pretend like he's from Israel halfway through? Sure. I could do that. Let me see if I can pull up something here. I'm just going to check some recent things I've read. This is taking forever. I mentioned Squadron Supreme. Give that a read. It's a classic for a reason. I'm just trying to think of like what have I read recently that was really good. The Jimmy Olsen comic is really good by Matt Fraction. That came out in 2019 or 20. Very good. Good stuff. What else was good? Immortal Hulk. People have mentioned that a lot, but I'll repeat it again. That's a good one. Yeah. Check those out. What do I think of the Young Turks? They're kind of a mixed bag. They've given us good and bad. Unfortunately, they're the ones who are responsible for popularizing people like Dave Rubin and Jimmy Dore, and some of their analysis isn't great, but they've had some decent takes over the years. It's I don't know. I usually have a problem with individual videos rather than their overall mission statement, I guess. And generally, I don't know, I think it's good to have lots of voices on the left on YouTube. Why didn't I ever make a video about the nanny? I haven't yet, but I might in the future. Maybe one day. Who's my favorite Dinosaurs character? Probably Earl. I liked Baby as a kid. Now I like Earl. That makes sense. I don't think I ever liked Baby, but I like Earl. He's very lovable in his weird way. Spider-Man or Iron Man? Spider-Man! Get out of here. Is that even a question? Let's see, the last... Any more? Matt Crispin is the heart and soul of Chapo Trap House. What do I think of Chapo? I've actually never listened to Chapo Trap House. Ever. I don't know. I'm just not, like... I've listened to a few clips, and it's just kind of like... It's not my vibe. If you've been listening to the stream or my videos, you can see we do things very differently. Like, I think I watched a video that, like, encapsulated their various reviews of Ben Shapiro's book at one point, because everyone's like, well, you did one, they did one too. And yeah, I don't know. It's very... Just, yeah, it's not my vibe, I guess. Will I be boycotting Jeopardy for not choosing LeVar Burton? I never watched... Well, I haven't watched Jeopardy in a long time, so I feel weird saying I'm boycotting. But I would prefer LeVar Burton, of course. Who's your favorite extreme Dinosaurs character? I don't know what that means. I do not play Dead by Daylight. Never played it. Okay. Thoughts on the Metal Gear series? I think it peaked at Metal Gear Solid 3, personally. That's my favorite one. Do you prefer turtles or tortoises? Let's say turtles. I'm going to take a stance here, even though I have no idea. Yes, please spell Spider-Man with the hyphen. Come on, guys. Let's be accurate here. What's my favorite video game? I was going to say Persona 4, but now I'm not. No, I don't know. Super Mario Galaxy 2, maybe? That's one I loved to pieces. Oh, you're welcome for the content. And yeah, I have listened to the Behind the Bastards read-through of the Shapiro's book. It kind of annoyed me at times because they got a few facts wrong, and I was just like, no. But I do appreciate that they gave me a shout out in the very first episode where they read, or was it the second one where they read Ben Shapiro's book? The great part is most people didn't notice the shout out, and it was like so low key. And they were like, Cody just kind of mumbled, and I got that from Jose's channel. And like, I was like, oh, cool. But like no one noticed. I had people like tweeting at me like, you should watch this, or tweeting at them saying you should watch Jose's video. It's like they did, or at least Cody did. He said it in the episode. But I'm excited for Kendrick Lamar's last TDE album. Yeah, I actually enjoy a lot of Kendrick Lamar stuff. So I'm very curious to see what he's got. Favorite Saturday morning cartoon. The last one I remember watching was Ultimate Muscle. I don't think it was my favorite, but it sticks out in my head. Is this a word watching? No, it's Baby Animals. Come on. And Q&A. All Real Monsters or Rocket Power? I never watched either. Thoughts on Right to Repair? Interesting. I would need to give it some time to develop real thoughts on it. Nothing off the top of my dome, sadly. Have I played Hades? I loved it. One of the best games I played in the last year. I had to stop because it was a little too addicting. Okay. Is there any piece of media you were surprised how progressive it turned out to be? Married with Children. There was a lot of stuff there that was surprisingly progressive, including trans representation. Like, it wasn't the best. It was kind of bad trans representation, but the fact that it was there at all. And even then, like, the parts that were bad, like, there were good parts too. Like, people who would affirm someone's gender and use proper pronouns and were supportive of a trans character. Like, wow, that's so cool. That was surprisingly progressive. Do I listen to podcasts? If so, any recommendations? Sure. Listen to the Babysitters Club. There's a podcast for you. Very funny. What do I think of Joe Rogan? Ugh, not great. It's kind of disappointing that someone so popular spreads such bad misinformation sometimes. And I don't know, like, his whole show just ain't for me. It's not the vibe I like. Have I heard of the Socialist Equalization Party? No, I have not. Do I play any TTRPGs? The only thing I used to play, like, as a sort of a tabletop game was HeroClix. It's been a long time since I played that, though. It got too gimmicky for my taste. But for a while, my Spider Villains team was pretty badass. I also liked my Alpha Flight team. I was big on themes. What do I like listening to, and any artists I would recommend? I'll recommend Bandmade. They're maybe my favorite band. They're pretty cool. Japanese rock band. And the girls all write their own music, play their own instruments, do all the singing. Not like those artificial pop bands, but I think they're a pop band too, so. I've not watched Twin Peaks. Someone is asking about that. Ooh, I didn't know there was a trans woman in that, though. All right. Oh, role-play, not miniatures. Oh, I don't play role-playing, sorry. Never played. Maybe one day. I feel like I would just annoy everybody. Also, yeah, people mention that HeroClix and stuff like that is like, they're really expensive miniature games. Ugh, so much. I've not watched Golden Kamuy, but I have read the manga up to a certain point. I just couldn't keep up with it. It was pretty good. Although it very much feels like a textbook on learning about the Ainu people, which is interesting, but like, it really brings the story to a grinding halt at times. I am not a member of the LGBTQ plus community, but yeah, that's totally fine asking. I am just a boring straight guy. Do those pigs? Did I miss pigs with a puppy? Oh, well, I'm not really paying attention. I hope you're all enjoying that. I am not telling you what my full-time job is. Sorry. Okay. Any more questions? Do you think Jason Kenney will be the prime minister at some point? I have no idea. I genuinely don't know. I feel like we're going to be with Trudeau again after this election. Maybe. I don't know if it's going to be a majority or not, but I feel like we're just Trudeau again. Yeah. Thoughts about Natalie's latest video? I haven't watched it. It's very long. I feel like a hypocrite whenever I like complain about people's videos being too long, but it's hard to make time. That's the one called Envy, right? I don't know. I hope it's good. I have not watched it. What do I think of Herobrine? I don't know what that is. Sorry. Okay. I feel like I'm caught up on the questions now. Do you think I could win a fight with a goose? I would never fight a goose. Animals are our friends, and we should leave them be. I don't think a goose would pick a fight with me. Any thoughts on the Larry Sanders Show? That's a great show. I think sorely underrated and sadly forgotten. But that's because it was on HBO, probably. I would love to do. Do you want to do YT full time, or do you like my current setup? I would much rather just be doing YouTube, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of my full time job for some reasons, and doing both is exhausting at times. And YouTube is so much more fun. If you want to see that happen, donate to my Patreon. But honestly, if I had months like the month I just had with that Cosby video blowing up, and even that conservative nonfiction video doing very well, I'd be like on my route to be doing this full time. Like if I could reliably get that amount of money, and that'd be great. But the problem is I can't count on months like that because most of the money I made was like advertisement money. So like who knows how that will happen with YouTube. So it really needs to be, that's why I look more at Patreon support to determine whether or not I'm going to be doing this full time. And right now it's not high enough to justify doing it full time. Okay, am I excited for the Bleach anime to come back? Yes. Yeah, even though the last arc is kind of a mess. I don't know, whatever. Bring back Bleach. Who cares if it's not the best? Yeah, and I feel like all these anime comebacks in 2022, it's like they're just for me. Like Gundam Seed's coming back. We're getting another Dragon Ball movie. It's like my childhood is coming back. Thoughts on Sigma males is silly, right? it's just silly. Also, no, I've been around geese. They have never tried to fight me. Maybe it's you who has the problem. Ido M. Geese are cool with me. And I'm not telling you about my full-time job. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not giving you any details. All right. I got recommended to you. Yes, it was a great suggestion. Cool, thank you. I'm glad people are recommending me. Anybody else recommend the Lefty video? Oh, wait. I discovered you through channels like Thought Slime and Big Joel. Anybody else recommend in this Lefty video essay sphere? Sure, I just recommended John the Duncan earlier. Professor Flowers just had a really great video. You should check her out. I'm trying to think of smaller creators. Oh, Lola Sebastian's really good. I'm actually going to be in one of her videos. I don't know if that's online yet, but it was supposed to go up tomorrow or yesterday. I don't know. It got pushed back to today. She's having issues processing, but it's a really cool video about Disney adults. And you'll hear my voice. Isn't that nice? There are some people for you to check out. Become a conservative streamer so I don't need any skills. And it would pay really well, but like, how would I sleep at night? All right. Thoughts on the Halo series? Not a fan. I've only played through Halo 3 in its entirety, and it's just... people are mentioning Thought Slime. Has he ever recommended my stuff? When was this? When did he recommend me? I need to thank Thought Slime for recommending me. I'll do that at some point. We might even... speak to each other. Oh, that's right. Tomorrow I got either tomorrow or the day after. There's going to be a big charity stream. I guess I should like mention that. I'm going to be on it. It's being hosted by We're in Hell and Chill Goblin, I think on their Twitch. I tweeted about it, so you can go to my Twitter and see it there. But yeah, it'll be fun. I don't know who I'm going to be on with. I don't even know when I'll be on. But it'll be cool and nice, and it'll be a good time. That's why I'm kind of thinking we got to wrap up soon. It's been nearly 3 hours, and my voice is starting to go. Yeah, it's people saying the Goblin and the Goat. That's it. That's what they're called. Yeah, I have no idea when I'm going to be on. I hope you all tune in. I hope you all like dig deep because it's raising money for a worthy cause. I don't remember the cause. I believe it's for victims of residential schools, I want to say. Oh, someone's saying Thought Slime's pronouns. It is my understanding that Thought Slime prefers any pronouns. But if I'm wrong, I apologize. I would like to get that wrong. I do consider Thought Slime my friend. So if I got that wrong, obviously I apologize. And I'll just refer to Thought Slime as like the royal Thought Slime. Just go with someone's name. I feel like that's always good, even if it sounds awkward. What's the most pretentious book you've bought but never read? I didn't buy it, but I did find a free copy of The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to see how far I can read that before just giving up and throwing it away. I didn't pay for it. That's the important part. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to bounce. It's getting late. My voice is yeah, that's what I thought. Any pronouns lying around is for Thought Slime, but anyway, cool. I really appreciate everyone coming out, enjoying the stream. I am currently working on 4 videos. I do not know when they will be ready. I hope one of them sooner rather than later. 2 of them are pretty far along. 2 of them are. 2 of them aren't. But it's very exciting. And I look forward to everyone watching them, commenting, spreading them around, love, and yeah. Thanks again for everyone coming, and I hope you all have a lovely, wonderful, finally, fantastic, superb day. Bye, everyone.